everybody.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Banjo. Welcome to the first ever BARQcast of 2025. Harvey, who are you? Who are you, Harvey?
My name's Harvey. I'm a streamer. That's pretty much everything I do. I'm a goat now. That's everybody in chat who saw I was a dragon last stream. I'm a goat now. So sorry.
Avatar, you look
Thank
so handsome.
you. Yeah. Sorry to all the dragon enjoyers in chat. I'm a goat. Sorry. Then we'll move on to Pineapple. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Pineapple. I also go by Fruit Bowl. I do art sometimes. I do panels at conventions. I'm overall just a fool. And I'm a lizard in VR chat. As you can see, I'm a Durgan. But in the flesh, I stream as a human being in the flesh dimension.
A human being?
On Fruit Bowl streaming on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wait, all of our, did you just say? Did you say twitch.tv/fruitbowlstreaming?
Fruit Bowl streaming.
Oh, that's right. Let's see.
Incredibly subtle.
Yeah, and all of our loyal viewers, Pineapple was here in the first episode. Coming back, just like what OK Donuts did. We have 2 rotating hosts.
2 of them.
And now, to our guest of this stream, Andre. Welcome on in.
Thank you.
Hi, Andre. Guys, can we get highs in chat for Andre?
Hello.
Hi, Andre. Hi, Andre.
Hi, Andre. Oh my God. Hi.
Oh.
My hands are tied. My hands.
Your hands are what?
My hands are tied behind me. I can't.
Why?
I can't wave.
Okay.
I can't wave.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's no reason Andre's hands are tied. It's completely normal operation here in the podcast.
Yeah, it's alright. It's all good. It's all good.
Let's just say Andre is completely here of. Oh my God. He's here on his own accord. Okay, no one's forcing Andre to be here, right, Andre?
No, you have to blame Yonkagor. Yonkagor just sold me for money.
Hold on. I'm getting a little feedback here. I'm hearing Banjo. Your mic is a little too loud. Would you mind turning it down just a bit?
Banjo, you're too loud.
Yeah, he tends to be really loud. It's kind of.
I'm sorry. This always happens to me. Sorry, guys.
So yeah, Andre, glad to have you here. To anybody in chat who doesn't know who you are, would you like to explain what you do, who you are?
Who am I?
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm staring intently.
I'm Andre. I'm French. Ooh, menu. I'm French, and I do. What do? I do avatars. I do VTuber avatars. I do motion. I do music videos. So I made my own avatar that you can see.
Yeah.
I made some Yonkagor music videos. And other stuff. And I stream art mostly. And I'm part of VFur.
VFur.
Yes.
What's VFur?
What's VFur? It's a team of furry streamers created by the lovely Whiskey Dingo.
Oh.
And we're like 150 people in there.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's like
I've met with like go for it. Sorry.
That's more people that can fit in my room. I was just gonna say that. I just wanted to point that out. Sorry.
How many can you fit in your room?
Probably like dude.
Banjo measures everything by like the amount of people he can fit in his room.
Like that's how my brain works. Like how many people can I fit in my room? If I'm really trying really hard and I'm putting my all banjo into it, right? I can fit at least 8 people in my room.
That's actually quite a lot of people. I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah.
What size of room are you talking about?
Yeah.
Let's just say...
I've never thought in terms of room usage. But let's move on to our first topic.
Wait. Speaking of rooms, look at our brand new set. We're in Banjo's cardboard box.
Yes, we can show.
Look at this. We got stickers, we got clouds, we got a little fake fire.
Cute.
Yeah, you guys can't see the whole thing. Pops did, the guy who was just in call before.
So good.
Yeah. So we just got a whole new background. Thought it was time for a change for 2025, even though we barely used the last one. You guys will be able to see the full thing in the credits if you see it till the end. So we're kind of hiding the actual full picture. So you have to stay now. Sorry.
Yeah,
so fun.
But yeah, usually our first question we have when we first start this podcast is for our guests. And Andre, how did you first get involved with fandom? How'd you find it?
Can I say it?
What do you? Okay.
Is it naughty, Andre?
Yeah, you being naughty.
It is naughty!
Okay, well that's fine because mine is also
my
naughty.
first
That's
interaction
perfect.
with the fandom was me looking at images on the internet.
No.
I will not go. I will not.
I've never heard that origin before. That's crazy.
Chat.
The origin story.
Chat. One in chat if you guys have had the same experience here, looking through some certain images.
Why would you show this?
Misinput. That was a misinput. That was a misinput.
Wow, we're getting a lot.
Misinput.
Craig on stream.
To our audio listeners, certain images just flash of Andre.
Let's just say Andre is pregnant in an image, and it was just flashed on screen.
Beautiful.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So like, I found out the fandom. I had no idea what a furry was. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I realized, okay, so it was a long time ago. That was, oh, god damn it. I must have found out about the furry fandom in like 2012 or something.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And yeah, and then I started to draw and all. And me being Andre is actually quite recent. I think I became Andre like 3 years ago. I had another name before. I was a wild dog. I used to be a wild dog before being a wolf.
Oh
yeah. Wow.
I love wild dogs.
Wolves aren't wild dogs?
Wild dogs.
No, wild dogs is like their own. No, it's a canine. The wild dogs it's a canine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Really?
The African wild dog. Why are people spamming? Oh god damn it! I see my chat members are spamming entering in the chat.
We're saving that for a little later.
Okay, it's another topic.
We have so many topics. We have so much going on right now.
We have so many topics. Speaking of topics,
but what about you? How did you find
yeah.
about the furry fandom?
Yeah. Well, at least for me, same as you. Scrolling Google, saw some certain images, and I was like, okay, whoa, all right. And then I did a little more deep diving, but I didn't actually join the fandom until I think 2 years ago or so, because in the college I go to, we have a furry club, and I joined that, and that's like how I found all my IRL friends and stuff through there, and they really allowed me to dive deeper into the fandom.
Heck yeah, dude.
It's so cool.
I spawned in 3 years ago, and I was just kind of like this. And then I downloaded this great app. You've probably heard about it. It's called BARQ, and I found a bunch of friends, and now I'm a very social doggo. So that's my story. What about you, Pineapple?
I love to see him. I have a completely bizarre, weird. Okay, for real,
I'm listening.
I have this long, starting around 2018-ish kind of trajectory. It involves WikiHow. And it genuinely does involve WikiHow, and but that's another story. It involves WikiHow. I got into VR chat, and then I got into various furry spaces. I'm a sheep outside of VR chat, but I'm a lizard in VR chat. I don't know what's going on, but it's a thing where I've been casually outside of spaces for a long time, and like an outsider looking in, which I think is almost how everybody starts when they're like,
yeah.
What's going on over there? What's who are these people? And then like a year later, you're like, I'm gonna get a full suit. That's how it is.
A year later.
Wait, you have a full suit?
Wait, you have a full suit?
I don't have one. But I've seen people. Who, I'm sure you probably know people like this as well, who are like, I don't really know what a furry is, and then you're their friend, and then they suddenly go bish bash bosh bang bang bang, and they have a full suit in a record time. I feel like that's the timeline's really accelerating.
Dude, there are some mysteriously wealthy furries out there.
Speaking of full suits, we've all been to furry conventions before, right? I'm assuming all of us. The very first time you go to a furry convention, at least for me, seeing just a bunch of people walk around in fursuits, it's like I felt tranquility for the first time in my life. I'm like, wow, this is what the world should be. I think we should make a city of only furries, and that we should have elections and stuff, and it'll be called Furland.
That's such a good idea, Banjo.
Would you guys move into Furland? Who's moving into Furland?
You know what? It can't happen because there's so many specialized people, and if you take out all of the furries from the world and put them all in the same city, the outside world would stop functioning.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah. It's
everyone
like
just has to become a furry.
furries control like 90% of like IT. I hear a lot.
Isn't it scary like walking around a place like that and you're thinking like dude, there are probably furries like right next to me right now and I just don't know. And
yeah, dude, no, that's crazy because sometimes I go to like stores and I'll see people like wearing furry shirts that I recognize from conventions I've been to, and I just give them like, you know, that suspicious dog meme, which is like, I know what you are. That's how I feel, but I don't like ever interact with them.
Homophobic dog.
I've sometimes when I wear furry shirts sometimes in the wild. I know, crazy. And I've had like people come up to me and just like really like shyly be like, "Hey, I love your shirt," and then just run away.
Oh God, I would be scared.
But it's cute. It's kind of cute, right?
It's cute. It's cute. Yeah, but
it's like I know. I get it, man. We click. Like I'm right
Something
there
I
with you.
really like doing when I'm traveling to a con or I'm going to like a friend's place and like I know there'll be other furries there. I play the game of spot the first furry. Like you're at the airport.
On the way,
I'm
on
looking
the way
around. I'm like, if I see like a bad dragon sticker or like a particular like color configuration, I'm like, I know exactly who you are, and I'm probably going the same direction as you. But I can't talk to you right now because we're in an airport and it's too soon. Whoa, I'm going into myself.
It's like it's like in the 40s when like Russian spies like saw each other. Oh no, sorry. Whatever spies were in the 40s saw each other.
wow.
Yeah.
Is any of you like? I actually have a bad dragon sticker on my bike.
I have. Okay, can
That's hard mode because that's going really quickly as well.
I have a confession.
Wait.
Whenever I go on airplanes, I have a bad dragon backpack that I take everywhere with me, specifically when I'm on airplane. No, I have a bad dragon backpack.
Oh my God.
And it has a little Wounded Warriors like battle tag on it. So like I like to think that some people notice the Wounded Warriors battle tag and they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then some people notice the bad dragon logo and they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. So like I'm kind of like the best of both worlds with it. You know what I mean? Like I kind of capture a very broad audience with a backpack.
Banjo got it all. You've got it all.
Well,
Wow. Okay. Like.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of do got it all.
You would never catch me in the wild wearing a bad dragon the one bad dragon we're supposed to have is a sticker and it's on my PC that is like hidden away that no one can see.
You're ashamed.
That's like
no one's ever gonna find out you're a furry hobby. Don't worry.
It's not that I'm ashamed. It's more like
safe.
I like my water bottle. I have like a bajillion furry stickers on there. Like I'm not scared of it, but dude, bad dragon sticker that's a whole different story.
It's another level of intensity of like. You know, being out there with it, you know.
I actually have a fun anecdote about that. Okay. So, my partner at the time gifted me a mug with YIF written on it. Oh. And the goal was to bring it to my workplace. I used to be an intern, and that was like the challenge. So I did, and I was casually drinking it, and then it stayed there for a few days, again a few weeks, and then one day I see a co-worker sipping on my YIF mug.
Oh no,
dude!
Oh my goodness!
And then I was looking at it, and then my coworker was like, "Oh, that was yours. Oh, sorry." And I'm like, "Oh, it's all good." And then he reads it. He's like, "YIF, what's that?" And then I am a very bad liar, so I started to channel all of my lying energy. I'm like, "Okay, Andre, focus. You're be casual." And then I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I think it's a sports team or something." And then the guy was like, "Okay." And then he continues sipping. Because if I made it too sussy, he would have typed it on Google. So
dude, as an intern, you would have been done for.
What if? I like to imagine that guy like went home to like his family and was like, "Hey, have you guys ever heard of a YIF football team? The YIF like YIF soccer? Have you guys heard of YIF baseball?" I'm trying to figure this out. I looked it up, but it's very different to what I was told it was.
Well, of course, everybody knows that YIF doesn't mean anything crazy. It's an acronym. It's furry friends.
Yes.
UI
friends.
Of course.
It's your inside. No, that doesn't work. No, never mind. Cancel. Misinput. That's a misinput.
Redo it. Go back.
You're incredible, fluffy friend.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We'll take it. We'll take it at this point.
It's valid.
We'll take as much as we can get.
That's better than the other one.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Harvey, I think you wanted to talk about some stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have a few baseline topics I want to touch on. Obviously, like the main one I want to talk about is Andre, you and your art journey, because what, you've been doing this for like 8 years professionally at this point, and then
yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been a motion graphics designer for 5 years, and
Yeah.
but then I was like as a for a company, and then for 2 years I've been a furry freelance full time.
That's so cool.
wow.
So do you ever like
you
wake
go.
up and you go like, wow, I really love what I'm doing. This is great.
Honestly, kind of every day.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
That's
Like I'm having
great.
fun.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
being able to leave your job to be able to be a furry freelance artist. I mean, not many people can
Yeah.
do that. That's
Yeah, and I think there's a real I remember when I first saw one of your videos. I think it was when you were teasing your model for the first time, and it was
yeah.
out on socials, and there was such a smoothness to it that as someone who doesn't know anything about motion graphics or anything like that, I was like, whoa. Like,
Aw.
Yeah, dude,
Well, it's super cool.
Harvey described it as like addicting, and like watching some of like your animations is honestly like, whoa, it activates my like child brain. I'm like, yeah, and I just like watch it on loop.
colors.
I'm like, the
You've got
pretty
the soul.
colors. I like
I
pretty
love your
colors.
energy, Banjo.
Thank you. I made it myself with my own two
Absolutely
paws.
sauced up, Andre.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I mean, oh god damn it, I've spent 5 years animating like just the most boring stuff. Just like I've been making motion graphics for like, I don't know, heat pumps or freaking toothbrushes.
Oh, that's
Or,
awesome. What do you mean?
yeah.
That's
Dude,
sick.
the
Okay, I have a question.
transition from that to furry art is crazy.
Yeah.
What is the most boring motion graphics like
That's
assignment you were given? The most boring.
Thing is, like, even just the fact that even if the project were not like crazy fun, the fact that I could go to work and open After Effects as my job was always fun. So I kind of had fun
Yeah.
at my job. It's just that, oh god damn it, I worked with very like clients that like I'm really not proud of. I worked for one of the worst medical like my company, and I was a salaried, but I did some motion graphics for one of the worst medical companies in Europe, which is
Oopsie daisy.
which is like, I think I did one or few motion graphics for no, not the medical company, the agriculture company. I think I did a little bit of work for freaking Monsanto, which is like, it's like the most evil agricultural European company.
Oh.
Well, I think
Evil farmers.
In
Yeah.
terms of
Yep,
comic energy you're bringing into the world, your furry stuff is balancing it out. You got a clean
Wow.
plate.
Equaling out.
I can't believe Andre went from making art for the Empire from Star Wars to gay furry art. That's a great
Literally.
transition.
Yeah, Preep says Monsanto is like Umbrella Corp IRL. When my how do you call it? When my boss arrived one day and he's gonna be like, okay, next project is for this company. I was like, oh no. But I did it anyway because that's how I
Palpatine
get
comes up
paid.
to you. He's like,
Yeah.
Andre, I need you to create some evil art. And you're like, actually, I'm gonna go make gay furry art. Goodbye, Palpatine.
Yeah, let's go.
See you later.
Oh, apparently they're in the US too. God damn it.
These guys are everywhere.
They're everywhere. But honestly, yeah, I wouldn't say that it was boring. It was okay. It's just that some of the companies I did not agree with what they
Yeah.
did. So I'm glad I can choose my own clients now.
We just
Yeah.
did whatever the opposite of a sponsorship was for that company. This is like an anti-sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like, hey, fuck these guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you're not getting a Monsanto sponsorship anymore.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be
over.
Banjo on the streets. I'm so fired after this.
Oh man, oh,
I'm
man,
gonna be
oh,
a
man.
stray dog again, dude. I can't go back. I can't go back to being a stray. No.
Yeah, what's the Banjo origin story? You just picked up off the street.
I just
From the-
spawned in. I was like, ruff, ruff, ruff. And then somebody adopted me.
Aw.
Now I'm here.
Yeah,
I love the
I'm glad you're
world.
here.
yeah, yeah. And so, Andre, moving back before your professional life in art, how did you first like realize art was your passion? Like in middle school, elementary school, were you always kind of artistic kid?
I started to draw in elementary school. I never really stopped. And then I went to do the usual pipeline of like, I like to draw. I wanted to go to art school, but it turns out you don't really go to an art school. You go to a design school because you can't really make money with like, I mean, you can with the furry community, but if you go to the job market, you can't really make that much money through just pure artistic skills. It's usually design sells more, like advertising, logo, posters, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I ended up in a design school.
How was that?
It was actually all right. It was fun. I was
Really?
happy to make all this because you still make art, but you learn to make art in a very capitalistic way. You know. As in like working for clients and making logos and animations and stuff like that, you know, because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm actually glad that I'm back working for the furry community, because it's like one of the very few places where you can actually sell and get paid well for just art, not like for making advertisement or stuff like that with like a further agenda. Just making art for the art.
Oh yeah. There's a huge market for the furry artists out there.
So good.
I had a question that's that's on a slightly different topic, but it's I see you in your streams and stuff like this, and it seems to come so naturally to you. You have this this energy and your interaction with the chat. Did you know that streaming was something that you would be good at? Was that something that's been on your radar, that was on your radar for a while? Or did you start like not sure and then you grew into it? Do you know what I mean?
Kind of more like the second. I actually tried streaming a little bit years and years ago, before I actually was a furry. And then I saw I saw a Japanese motion graphics designer who was a big inspiration. It's an artist called Molo Molo. Have you seen the music video I Want to Be a Kemono? I don't remember the Japanese
Probably like Kimono ni Naritai.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one. Have you seen the music video?
I actually haven't. We can probably get that up though.
You want to get
that
that
could
up?
be cool. Yeah.
Give me a link. Give me a link. Give me a link.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I lived and worked in Japan for 3 years.
Oh, damn.
So I know I've had a little bit of interaction with the Japanese furry community.
That is so cool.
So it's really interesting.
What was it for?
All like the cultural differences and stuff. It was a really cool time.
What did you do during the 3 years?
Oh, so I was an English teacher. I was yapping in English. Yeah. I started with 0 Japanese, which I don't recommend. If you go to live in Japan, you should learn some Japanese beforehand.
Oh my
but now
god.
I'm kind of conversationally okay sometimes.
You were really sinking or swimming over there, huh?
Oh.
What's the video we want to pull up?
I Want to Be a Kemono.
I want to be a kimono.
Sometimes gets it really wrong though, or like just wrong enough where it just doesn't make sense. For example, there's an onomatopoeia word called oh my god, if I get this wrong, this is gonna be really embarrassing. I think it's this word. Mochi mochi, it means like doughy or like pudgy in a cute way.
Yeah.
Or when you're talking about like soft stuff, like a Shiba Inu.
Like me?
So, just like you, Banjo. You are so much.
Aww.
But Google translates it as chewy.
Right.
So you'll see tweets when they're like, "Wow, so chewy." This
So
is just
chewy.
so chewy all the time.
That is a very
So
different
chewy.
meaning
And
for
I
some
like
people,
that.
huh?
I like that.
Is it like a vor thing? But it's not a vor thing this time.
Vor? A vor?
VORE.
Oh.
Pineapple, I realized that when you speak, your nose glows.
I know.
Just lights up.
I'm kind of radioactive.
It's
I'm
because
really sorry,
no.
guys.
It's
You
because
do
your
have radiation now.
personality is so bright that when you talk, it just comes through your nose. It's just that. It's
Yeah.
that bright. Get me out of here!
Oh my
No,
god.
I can't do this again. I'm not
Vor
doing this again.
moment.
Not after Pineapple.
Again!
I'm not getting
What
swallowed
happened
again,
again?
dude.
This happened
It's
episode
not
one.
happening
This-
again.
it's completely
No.
my fault.
No. Never
What do you
again.
mean again?
Let's just
Don't worry
say
about
things got a little crazy one day, and I don't want to relive that experience.
I want to know.
Oh.
Let's move on.
I just did this. A bunch.
That mouth is so detailed. Oh my god.
Suspiciously detailed mouth model.
It's suspiciously detailed.
I have.
no idea what you're talking
about.
Oh.
I have a.
Oh my god, you have a little punching bag.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay,
I'm gonna punch it.
Wait, now I want to know if I have a detailed mouth.
Let's find out.
Let's
learn together. Isn't this like the third thing? This is like the third time this has happened on the podcast.
I feel like you gotta show it.
Don't worry about it. If you don't like war, oh well.
Who is the best ma?
Who has the best ma? Right now in the comments below.
It's me.
Nah. Okay. Sorry, we did that last episode as well. So.
It's very important to do. It's a tradition at this point.
Yeah, it has to be a tradition.
Ma check.
Harry.
Yeah. What's up? Ow.
Sorry.
Gonna beat him up like that.
Why did you just virtual punch me?
I don't know. It felt right. All right. What else is there, Harry?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we want to touch on? Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about your journey with like rigging models as well, because you've done models for Whiskey, Buff Pop, JT, yourself, Fur, right? Am I missing anyone?
So Buff Pop was
Buff Pop,
it was like a collaborative.
Yeah.
I did like 30% of it. The WFN Whispering for Nothing made all the art and most of the rig, and I did a little bit of the face. But yeah, so JT Fur.
Yeah.
Fur and then Whiskey Dingo.
How complex is rigging to learn? I can't even imagine starting to do it.
Honestly, the basics you can learn in one afternoon.
Really?
I usually guide. It's not like Blender. Blender has like a huge. I don't know how you call it. Like
a learning curve.
Yeah.
Huge learning curve.
Oh my god, Blender, dude! I loaded Blender one time and I felt like I just felt like a 6-year-old. It was so bad. I had to close it after 4 hours of doing nothing.
There's so much.
Yeah.
I described
2D? Yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, go on then. I described the process of like I was trying to do something with my VR chat avatar, and when you're doing VR chat stuff, you jump into Blender, you jump into Unity, you're doing this and that. It was like turbo drowning. It was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. And to me, rigging has that same. From the outside, it looks terrifying, man. There's
Dude. Yeah, Andre, watching like your streams and just seeing what you're doing, I'm like, it seems so complex to me and futuristic. I'm like, it just looks like gibberish.
It looks so professional. It looks incredibly professional.
The thing is, like, Live 2D can go from very simple to insanely complex. So like the basics, you can learn it in like an afternoon. There's like 4 to 5 bricks that you gotta learn, and then it's just adding those bricks onto each other. So you can make a very simple Live 2D model in a few days. Or like me, spend 5 months on the same model.
That's insane. So like average for making those kind of models is around like 5 months or so.
So it depends. For example, for Fur, it was about 2 months because it was a simple avatar. It was JT, I would say, was about 3 months and a half. And for this new model that I'm doing for Whiskey right now, is probably going to be like 5 months.
Wow. That's a big project.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I wish I could do projects that big. Like I want one thing to work on for like a super long time.
It's kind of daunting because you don't want to have, how do you call it? You don't want to go into a burnout or anything.
True.
So far so good. I've never been through it. But I know when you're working on like big project and you don't see the end of it, it's never that far to lose motivation.
Yeah.
So far, I'm all good. I'm all good. It's doing great progress.
2 big thumbs up.
2 big booms.
Oh,
boom,
wait, you can't move your hands.
Boom. Wait,
Oh,
I have
yeah,
something.
I
I have
got-
something to bring up. I have
And
something to bring
Dragon
up.
said, "Is this 2D?" Yeah, this is all 2D. There's no 3D model here.
Yeah, us 3 are
So-
3D. Andre's the only 2D here.
Yeah, you're the
dimensions.
you're the outsider. I'm in 3 dimensions.
You got flat Stanley.
I have something to bring up. First of all, I
Okay.
just want to say, if you guys are just tuning in, welcome. This is the BARQcast, the show where we talk about fluffies and furries.
That's so true.
I want to ask an important question.
Okay.
Andre, do you know what the rizzler is?
Oh my god.
What's the rizzler?
I'm so glad you asked. The rizzler is
for the rizzler. That's all I know.
the rizzler is a New Jersey celebrity, and he's kind of a big deal. He's part of the Boom Crew. Boom, 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 boom.
Dude.
You're doing great.
Yeah. Big.
If I was the rizzler, I'd give the BARQcast 6 big booms.
No,
So there's
no,
something-
it only goes to 5. There's only 5 on the boom meter.
Well, guess what?
Okay,
Call me
before-
Banjo's breaking out. 6 booms.
Before the stream started, I was asking Banjo like, what's the measurements? So it's like the Rizzler like rates things, and they booms, right?
Okay,
But
okay.
sometimes there's a doom, which
Do you
is
want me to give
devastating.
you the spark notes for this?
Okay.
Okay, all right. 1 minute summary. There's got Rizzler, Big AJ, Big Justice. Big AJ and Big Justice are related. It's son and father, and they're their own thing. But then they have the Rizzler, and the Rizzler is his own little kid who does the Riz face. That's what he does. But then pretty much Big Justice and Big AJ go to Costco, and they rate the double chunk chocolate cookie and the chicken bake, and they give it a 1 out of 5 booms on the boom meter. But then they eat other foods, and sometimes they get a doom. And if it gets a doom, that's no good. And then yeah. So usually things get a nice 5 big booms, but you do not want to get a doom. It is not a good time. And what else?
You know, back in a million years ago, in the times when we were living in caves, we used to like hunt boars with spears, and farm, and eat grain, and do festivals. Where
And now
are
we give
now?
things a big boom.
Sorry to hear that your
Alright.
brother died. 5 big booms for him. Okay.
All right, Andre, did you get all that?
Are you having fun,
Yes,
Andre?
I
Andre, did
understand,
you
thank
learn?
you.
Andre, did you learn?
Did
Are
you
you
learn?
learning? Are you learning, Andre?
I did. Thank you.
In
Yay.
chat, did you guys also learn? Did everyone understand that?
Oh my god, look at his shoes! Oh my god! Oh my god. Sorry, I got really excited. Sorry, that was probably way too loud.
This is absolutely.
I just
scandalous.
saw
Andre's gone!
something beautiful.
Didn't you didn't tie him to the chair well enough, Banjo. Our guest is gone. Oh no, he's back.
I'm back. Defeat!
Yeah, I kind of got it like
Oh,
that.
I don't have full body on right now. I could be doing my. Oh my god, what is happening around me?
I'm just gonna do the rest
what
of
are
the
we
show like
doing
this.
here?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore.
For all our audio listeners, my
see, I
beans are on full display.
Come watch us live to see.
They're so stable. It's like
Dude, his feet
Yeah.
are planted in the ground.
Dude,
Super
I'm
glued.
a stable
This is like the-
banjo. I'm a stable banjo. I
it's
really
like the
am.
Porter Robinson
Devil
music video.
Banjos.
Like knock yourself out. Porter Robinson fans, shout out. Yeah. Oh, you're back. Okay, we're normal. We're normal.
I'm normal.
Okay.
What were we
Carter, do
talking
you wanna ask
about?
another
Were we
question,
talking about something?
or- So I have a question.
Yeah,
but
ask
you-
yours.
Okay. Okay. It's pineapple time. Okay.
Pineapple time.
This is a question that I asked Donuts, and I would love to hear your take on it as well. You're a big fluffy animal right now, Andre. You're wonderfully conditioned. You're looking
check.
great. You're
Thank
bouncing
you.
around.
I just,
So
wait, can I
are
just
you?
can I just say
Excellent.
something, Pineapple? If somebody
I?
said that to me, I would run away and call the police. Okay, go on.
No, don't worry. You are
What?
so.
You're wonderfully conditioned.
So, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay,
The-
this is all to say.
Is that
You're
implying
looking
something
great.
I don't understand? I'm French, by
Oh
the
my
way.
god.
I don't know. Maybe.
Are you good, Banjo?
Maybe
Yeah, no,
you want to
sorry.
explain
It
to
was
me?
just go on. It really tickled
Well
me.
conditioned. I don't know. It just you're.
You're well conditioned.
So my question. my question is, do you?
Okay. Okay. All right, Banjo.
Sorry. Okay. Go ahead.
Do you have to? This is like a fairly serious question. Sorry about the tonal whiplash.
Okay.
So, do you ever have to deal with like parasocial connections going like a little too far? How do you make distance when you need to?
Good question.
Which is something I asked on us. Yeah.
That's a good question. I think when I was starting streaming, I was really afraid of any form of parasocial connection, which is like someone feeling like too close to me when I don't really know them. And I feel like the more I stream, the less I think about it. And I don't know if I'm like, I think I'm able to separate me as a streamer and me outside of streaming. When I started to stream, I really felt like I was showing myself as the person I am outside of streams. And the more time goes, the more it's kind of like separating both of them. And I can act a bit sussy on stream, and even sometimes a bit close to the chat, as in like, for example, when I end my streams, I give a little mwah to the chat, which could be, part of any like a form of parasocial in a way. But I guess I also keep an emotional distance with what's happening. And whenever someone is congratulating me for and just like saying that they like what I do, I take the compliment, but I still have this emotional disconnect of like I'm grateful that people like me and the stuff I do, but I think I don't really. Yeah, I have this disconnect. For example, when I realize how many people watch, for example, my shorts and my TikTok, sometimes I'm like, oh, wow. But then I don't think about it too much. I'm just doing the stuff, and it's a very foggy answer because I don't really have have a clear answer. How do you guys do it?
It's a really weird thing. I mean, I haven't had to really deal with it. Like I'm just a lizard.
Yeah, I can talk about mine after.
Chat, follow Pineapple. What's your
I think Donuts put it well during one of the last streams where he said you kind of keep people at arm's length, and I think a big part of it that not a lot of people consider is also keeping your own ego in check. I saw this really awesome post from Alpha Milo Pup the other day, and it's just about like keeping yourself grounded and not like because like ideally it's just you're not even going to be thinking about it, and I think that not thinking about it if you have a big ego about it, and if you have to keep in mind, the way I look at it is we're just all critters, all people who are like creating content stuff, we're just like creatures, like we're like everyone else, and I feel like it's a lot easier to just not think about it and just let everything happen naturally if you just see yourself as like if you keep that in check, you know what I mean? It just comes naturally. It's not even something that you think about at some point.
Yeah, it's just when it comes to being a streamer, it's something you gotta pay a little more attention to. Because at least for me, like I've been streaming on and off for like 5 years now. And when I first started out, like I was like DMing everybody who joined my Discord and was like talking to me, and because I just didn't really know what to do, so I would just DM people and like kind of make friends. And after a while, I kind of realized like, well, this is weird. Like I'm just like DMing some random person that watches my streams, and like I don't know anything about them. I don't know who they are, so I kind of like started distancing myself. And now like if people reach out to my DMs or whatever, like I'm usually just like, oh hey, like I don't really like to do small talk, because like I don't want to like feel like I'm like, like above anyone or anything like that. Like I just like, it's just I'm streaming, you're my viewer, we're not friends, but you enjoy my content. And that's how I think of it.
I feel like we're in a different landscape to where we were streaming wise, like 2015 to 2019, I'd say would be the period where I think there was a lot more of a focus on like, hey, my follower army, let's all think together and do this.
Oh yeah, where, giving a name to the community.
Yes.
Yeah. The army.
Or it's like, hey, I have control over you, my viewers, and I will be disappointed if you don't do this thing.
Yeah.
It didn't go that far, but that was an exaggeration. That like
very YouTuber.
I feel like that's less of a standard now for streamers.
Yeah.
Does that mean the plan to call the viewers barkers is off the table?
We are not calling our viewers back.
Hey, Barkers!
Hello,
Welcome
Barkers.
back
How
to
we
another episode
doing?
of the BARQcast,
Hi,
brought to you in
Barkers.
part
Hi.
by BARQ.
You're called this now.
Brought to you in
my
part
little
by.
barkers today?
How's my little
Oh,
barkies?
okay,
My
that was
little
really
warky
cute.
darkies.
Okay, fine.
Guys, can we get woofs in chat? Woof woof! Can we get woofs in chat, Barkers? Where are my Barkers at?
Wow.
Give me $20,000. That was part of the other messages. Don't worry
Woof
about
woof 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 woof
Yeah,
woof.
yeah, but I think I think that kind of army mindset was definitely just like a 2010s like YouTube era thing.
Well, you see some.
It still happens.
You see people doing it now, but I think it's usually
Bark.
a case of naivety than like people trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna use my viewers to take over a country, blah, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's also part of the culture. Like,
Yeah.
I have a request.
like for example, yeah, go for it.
Oh, after you finish your thought.
I forgot my thought was.
What's going on?
Perfect. Me too. Just kidding.
Oh no, I actually remember.
Okay, go.
When I started to stream, when I started to stream, I did not want to call my chat because I thought it was reductive. Basically, my thought process was like, I can't consider my chat as one single entity because it's so many different people in there with different lives and different thoughts, and I should address them by the name and not the chat. But as the time goes, it's just easier to just have this one entity. But then you also talk about like, oh, you said this, and then you say the name. But also considering the chat as its own entity is easier. But I do remember not wanting to do that because I thought it was reductive.
Yeah.
But I do it
I
anyway.
understand that line of reasoning, but I do think that it reaches a certain point, especially once you get to like over like 20, 30, 40 people that are in the chat. I think that calling chat a lot of times builds sort of a sense of community. So like while I get it from like not wanting to be reductive, I think that there's actually some positivity to be had there as well.
Yeah, see, like I kind of think of it as like seeing like a group of people and like saying like, hey guys, like whatever, and that's like my kind of version of saying, hey chat, just saying that to everyone who's watching, kind of like as a collective.
Isn't chat part of Gen Alpha slang?
Technically, yeah.
I've heard. I've
Dude,
heard
oh my God,
kids
wait,
It's becoming
say-
mainstream.
Isn't that right? Chat.
tangent.
And they're, like, talking to their friends.
I was in public one time and there were these like middle schoolers and they were being really loud and they were just going like, chat, is this real? Chat, mods, is this happening right now? Chat, what is happening? And I wanted to jump off like a bridge.
Jean-Baptiste says, yes, I'm a teacher and kids use it. It's so funny.
That's so bad.
Oh, this reminds me of a so when I was teaching Japan, I was teaching elementary schoolers and junior high schoolers, and they kept saying, "Let's fucking go!"
Really?
They didn't
How old
know
were
any
they?
other English. They would not listen to me. They would like the people who were saying "Let's fucking go" were my worst English students, although I was trying so hard to teach them. But they loved saying that. They
so
loved
funny.
it. They love
How
saying
old were
"Let's
they, you
fucking go"
said?
and "Oh my god." That's all they said, again and again
Let's
and again.
go! That's me when I see toys. Let's go! You know, like the little yellow excavators. Yeah. I have a request.
Okay.
Andre, can
Yes.
you howl?
Can I what?
Can you howl?
Oh, howl. I thought you said, can you help?
Help. Can you help when you just sit there?
Oh my god.
It's not my best. I'm not warmed up. But
That's beautiful, guys. Awoos
thank
in chat. Awoos in chat.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You could just
that
do
was
that.
in chat.
Yeah.
Oh my
When I
goodness.
scream a lot, I can make them better. You need to master the voice crack.
Yeah, that's
that was mighty.
like actually
That
impressive.
was serious business.
Like, it's the first of the day. It's not the best.
Gotta warm up. You got.
Gotta warm up. Does
Okay.
anybody? Whoa, can you bark? Can anybody bark? I can't bark. I'm too shy.
Excuse me.
I'm not a dog.
Watch this.
Okay.
This is gonna be loud. Right?
God damn.
They don't call me Banjo the
Yeah.
dog for nothing, boys.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
That's awesome.
Let's just say I'm the top dog. Just say I'm the top
Are you the
dog.
top?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly.
Guys, Banjo lore confirmed. First piece of ever official Banjo lore.
He's a top.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
I'm just doing great, by the way. Don't worry.
Okay. I just said Banjo is not a top.
Well, actually, I don't even know what you're talking about because that's something a top would do.
Yeah.
Harvey, what's your next question?
My next question. Oh, let me see what I have. Oh yeah. One thing I wanted to ask about was Andre, you and your con experience being someone outside of the U.S. Like, what are cons like for you?
So the first furry convention I went to was Eurofurence. Has anybody been to Eurofurence?
Yes, you're a furry.
Let's go.
Let's
Which
go.
one did you do?
EF 2019 was my first con, period. So I did 2019, 2022, and 2024.
Right, that's cool. I think I did 2017.
Oh,
Back to the
okay,
80s.
okay.
Which one was it? I think it was.
So you haven't been back in a while?
And that's the only time I've been to Eurofurence. I haven't been there after. But now there's some French furry convention. I've been going every year to Fantastique, which is a French furry convention. It's about a 400 people every year. So it's kind of chill.
Oh, that's a really nice size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
love
size.
it.
Wait,
It's a really good size because you get to see people.
Andre, do you
Yeah.
think VFur
Yes.
would ever host a furry convention down the line?
Whoa.
Hosting a furry convention is so much work.
It's a
Host
lot.
one
It's so much work.
It is. Yeah, like from Fantastic, I'm kind of close to the staff, and so I see the struggle, and I'm so happy I'm not part of it.
Oh yeah,
A lot of work.
At FWA 2024, I was in like a few like room gatherings where the comms director was sometimes coming in and out just doing
Okay.
stuff, and God, shout out to Gomi, an absolute sweetheart. But oh my God, he was so stressed, like a
Aww.
bunch of the time.
What were they doing?
It's serious business. Did you say something? Sorry.
What were they doing for the convention, if you remember?
They run all the announcements, all the social media. They coordinate messaging that for the whole con, and they had to do a bunch of other stuff as well. It really makes you when you see that the kind of how many hours and how much like blood, sweat, and tears that go into cons.
Yeah.
You really get more of an appreciation for it, and I really hope that if people really love their cons and they like it's a big part of their year, then I think you should definitely volunteer for maybe just an hour or so. But it's really the cons are desperate for volunteers all the time. Like it's the lifeblood of it, and it's fun. It can be fun. Like if you're the communications director for FWA, sometimes it's not fun, but you're probably not going to be that at first. So you can just if you help out in a little way, I think everybody who knows what it's like to run a con will be like,
It's a lot.
yeah.
By
Honestly,
the way,
yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say, by the way, BARQ's team is also all volunteers, and we're also always desperate for more team members. So if you guys go to barq.app/volunteer, there are a few happy little applications that you could fill out, and hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Hashtag sponsored. What were you gonna say, Andre?
Hashtag sponsored. No, yeah, I wanted to add the fact that volunteering also in a convention, because at Fantastic I do a few hours a day. It also helps drive the day. Like, it's nice to do something for the con. I don't know about you, but sometimes at a convention, there's some moments I don't really know what to do. It's kind of floating. And having something to do and being active and helping people, it really, I don't know, it really helps focus the day a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been to like a really big balls like crazy con like FWA or AnfoCon?
The biggest one I've been to was Eurofurence, and I think it was like, I don't remember how many it was back in 2017, probably 2,000, 3,000. but I could not imagine. So I wanted to ask you, what is the biggest con you've been to, and how is it to go in a convention with like thousands and thousands of people? How is that even possible at the same place?
First of all, line. Big lines.
Okay.
Anthrocon, last year was crazy. Big lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, how long did you have to wait?
Dude, I waited online at Anthrocon last year for like 2.5 hours, and we almost didn't get in because they closed. They literally closed registration, and they like cut some people off, I think. But we got in.
Wow.
But what happens if you don't get registered?
Well, then you just have to go the next day. You have to go the next day.
What? You miss a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that? But you paid for it, didn't you?
Not all the time. Sometimes.
Okay.
Usually the people who paid, like who prepaid, get priority lines and stuff. But big cons like Anthrocon are crazy because it literally feels like you're walking around like a city of furries in a way. And it's just like there's just like so much going on and so many different types of people in one space. And it's just like everyone's sort of on the same wavelength, and it's really nice and cozy. And I like big conventions.
Con enjoyer. For
Yeah,
sure.
but
Oh, sorry, man. Do you have anything else to say?
no, go ahead.
Okay, I am a big con enjoyer. I love big cons.
Yeah.
I'm
Big
cons and balls, but that's a different story.
What?
Okay, big cons. They offer Banjo. Don't look at me like that. I've said worse.
I too love big.
That's crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna. I've done smaller cons. I've done medium-sized cons. I've done cons. The game
Cons of all
theory. Okay, let's bring out a theory. Right, there are two kinds of cons. There's cons where you're in with the same group and you see that same group again and again. Yeah. And there's cons that are bigger, and that's impossible. Both of these conventions offer great experiences. For a con like FWA, which I loved, even though I broke my arm 3 days before the convention, like a doofus. But it was still amazing, even though I was in a cast. So that goes to show how fun FWA was. The BARQcast. I put this podcast on my arm, and then it healed it. So, for people who are worried about giant conventions being too overwhelming, or
wait, hold that thought. We're getting a raid.
Hi.
Derek Caramel, thank you for the raid.
Derek, thank you. Welcome on, Raiders.
Welcome on in, Raiders. If you're just tuning in, this is the BARQcast, the show where we talk about all things fluffy and funny. I'm Banjo from BARQ. This is Harby Live from Harby Live. Pineapple from Fruit Bowl Streams, right?
Fruit Bowl Streaming.
Fruit Bowl Streaming. And we have Andre Moraph.
Eric Andre Moraph. I wish I was that. I wish I was funnier.
Dude, you're so funny.
Yeah,
whenever you talk, Andre, I'm like,
Same with you. You're so silly.
Thank you. I try.
Aw.
All right. What were you saying, Pineapple?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sparknote's version of it. There are two kinds of cons. I really like big cons, and you don't have to do the big con things if you don't want to. If you don't want to go to the rave with 1 billion people, if you don't want to do like the really big events, big cons they can be like small cons, but there's just more of your friends. More of your friends are more likely to be there. If you want to really like meet as many people as possible, obviously the big cons are going to be better for that. And it's just it's especially if it's your first big con, it's so much fun seeing how many people you can meet and how many friends are there. However, big cons, this is crazy, right? I'm going to drop an absolute bomb.
All right,
big cons are large, and that means there are more lines. Sometimes the elevators can get a little funky, but as a social freak who loves running around and screaming, I'm fine with it. I'm like, okay, sure.
That's what I was gonna get for it.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say smaller cons but smaller cons have their own benefit in that if you have a really tight group of friends, or if you meet somebody who you enjoy the company with, you can easily find them and hang out with them again and again and again because the space is more contained.
Yeah.
We all know how
That's my
important
official science.
Pokemon is to the furry fandom, right? Andre, why is your favorite Pokemon Gen 5?
Oh, wait, did I actually said that? Yeah, my favorite Pokemon generation is Gen 5.
Let's just say we do our research.
Wow. Yeah, that was that was in my notes. just ripped it out of there.
But yeah, Gen 5. Moraph also says it.
Oh,
Gen
well,
5 is peak Andre representing. Okay,
oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
I was born in the year 1996. Wait, am I the okay? What age is everybody?
I'm
here?
21.
I'm 26.
I'm 20.
Oh my god, I'm the oldest one.
Let's get you back to bed, Grandpa.
Okay.
We're the parents. We're the parents.
Yeah,
these two up here, they're the Babinskis. They're the babies.
The babies.
I am not a baby. I am a fully grown dog.
No, you're a baby, Banjo.
In dog years, I'm 40.
I can go on walks by myself. I can eat treats by myself. I can go to the park by myself. I can do all the doggy things by myself. I just want to say something about Gen 5. I think Pokemon's art direction peaked in Gen 5, and they ever since they went through like peak 2D Pokemon is Gen 5 because it's just like it's just like so cool. I don't know. I don't know how to explain the art style, but it's just like it looks so cool.
Gen 5 has some really solid. People like to shit on Gen 5 because an ice cream is a Pokemon. Whatever, man. Gen 1 had a Pokeball as a Pokemon. They had a Pokeball with eyes, and they called that a Pokemon. Gen 1 has some bad designs as well. Every gen has some stickers, and like I actually kind of
like Lucario.
I'm a Vilex apologist.
I love the story of Gen 1 too. Gen 5. Number 1.
Yeah, Gen 5 had a really developed story, and Black and White 2, which continued it, and then X and Y, which just kind of wasn't as good.
It was out there. It was out there.
Yeah,
it was there.
But yeah, the reason I'm a fan of Gen 5 is because I had Gen 3 when I was a kid. And by the time Gen 4 was out, I was into my rebellious phase of like, Pokemon is for babies. I'm not gonna play Pokemon. Yeah, I was a cringe kid. I was starting into high school, and I had the cringe kid moment of being like, I don't play babies games. Yeah, I know. I'm ashamed of myself.
I completely had a thing like that as well. Where
I did it. Pokemon all my life, baby.
I had to go on an incredibly short little story. In terms of like being in high school and being like, haha, I'm an adult now, Lamau. It was on the first day of high school, which in the UK there's not it's unusual for there to be a middle school. It's usually like, I don't know what it's like in France, but there's primary school and then there's secondary school or high school. So I was 11 years old. Or was I 10? I don't remember. But I remember the first day.
Banjo.
Yeah.
Look up.
That's terrifying. So my first day in school, I was like, I'm going to get a girlfriend. I'm going to get a girlfriend because that's what people in high school do. I later discovered I was incredibly gay. It was never gonna work out.
Oh my goodness!
But
I can't believe it.
I got a girlfriend on day 1. I sat next to a girl and I said, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she said yes. For some reason,
huge.
I was like, yeah.
And then you broke her heart.
Achievement unlocked.
But then, unfortunately, we had nothing in common about anything, and we were both just like, yeah, but this is what we're supposed to do, right? And we visited each other's each other's houses, and we just sat there like, do you like this game? And she's like, I don't play games. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's a deal breaker.
And then you were like, and then you were like, do you like dragons? She's just like, I don't like dragons. And you're like, do you like French fries? I don't like French fries.
It didn't work out, unfortunately. She was very nice, but then men.
Yeah. I agree. I'm on the exact same wavelength. I actually have a similar story. In middle school, no, sorry, it was elementary school. Somebody asked me out on like the blacktop, which is kind of like, do you guys know what the blacktop is? It's like a big like concrete where kids just run around and like they play hopscotch or whatever during school. So some girl asked me out, and I literally, this was my response. I went, and I just ran away and never talked to her again. I literally just physically ran away.
Very Banjo energy.
It's so Banjo.
Little Banjo.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, I feel like everyone has to have at least one of those kind of relationships where it's just like middle school, high school, it doesn't really matter. But it's a big deal.
On Club Penguin.
No.
What story starts with on Club Penguin?
I'm interested now. I love Club Penguin.
Okay, so I'm gonna dox my Club Penguin account. Watch out. My Club Penguin account was Mr. Stuff 2000. Bad name.
Chad, can we get a dox on that?
Yeah.
So Mr. Stuff 2000, right? Because I wanted to be, I was watching some like lol random YouTube at the time. I was incredibly like tuned into that. I was quoting ASDF movie on the school playground every day. I was locked into that shit, right? So I was Mr. Stuff 2000, and I got a girlfriend again. But this time it was on Club Penguin, and I don't remember her username, but it was like Rose123, and I remember we had like a domestic argument in my igloo when we were standing on either side of the table, and she was keeping the note.
You're like, honey, calm down. The neighbors are gonna call the penguin police.
We were in all caps, and she was like, "You don't go to the time with me," and I was like, "What do you mean? I used to go to school," and she was like, "You don't care.
You don't care about me." You're gonna go to your penguin. You're gonna go to the penguin bar, just like you always do, and talk to the penguin ladies.
I'm really glad I didn't continue that name of Mr. Stuff 2000 because it doesn't hold up.
That wasn't it. You know what we should talk about? E-dating in furry culture. Oh my god, dude. When I was a kid, I had so many online relationships just because that's where all the furries were. And it's like it's difficult for adults to have long distance relationship, but as like a 14-year-old, we did not know what we were in for, and I think a lot of people share that experience.
Like, how does it okay, I want to ask, how does a long distance relationship even work? Because I know I physically can't.
For me, it doesn't work very well.
Has anybody here been through that?
Yeah,
I've been like medium distance.
I have a good few friends who are currently in long distance relationships, and it's just a relationship on hard mode.
It's so hard.
You just have to make sure you visit each other as much as possible, because that kind of distance is tough. However, VR chat's kind of been a little bit of a game changer here.
That's
it's not
true.
It doesn't have the
that.
same. It doesn't have the same as.
It's not the same kick, but it's better
having
than
full
nothing.
body in VR chat. Yeah, having full body in VR chat and then hugging your partner is not the same as hugging in real life.
Well, I have Phantom Sense, so it's pretty much the same for me. So.
Okay, Phantom Sense can take you places. It's you can have a. I feel like there's another dimension of intimacy that is possible in VR chat that gets people together, and makes a successful relationship. Like two of my friends, they met on VR chat and then they met in real life, and the kind of connection they had in VR chat was pretty much seamless going into real life, which is something that you couldn't necessarily say for the previous mode of dating before VRC and before stuff like that, like when it was just text or just video call.
Yeah,
because there's a lot about body language and the choice of avatar and the way you present yourself even in VR. A lot of that comes through in real life.
Yeah.
So I think it's really developed. There's a lot of cool opportunities to meet people now.
The best advice I have for long distance relationships, like so for real, is if you are in a long distance relationship, you have to have a planned end date when it becomes not long distance. Otherwise, it's just going to be really difficult. It's going to feel like directionless. Yeah. So if you guys have like a plan, like, okay, this is what we're going to do here, and this is what's going to happen here, and then eventually we're going to be together here, It can work.
Yeah, like
it's difficult, but it's worked.
Like we're gonna be together in 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you guys are just like, okay, we're dating, and like I don't know, maybe like I'll meet you like 2 times this. I don't know. It's kind of busy. Like it's you're gonna have a bad time most of the time.
Yeah. That's how I thought it was, but no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Which is why it's so bad it's so difficult for a lot of people who are like 14, 15 getting into these long distance relationships because they can't plan like that. They just like, oh man,
just never ends well.
But it's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that they met their boyfriend in an art stream and eventually they were long distance and they became their husband. That is so cool. I've talked to, it's always like interesting. I've talked to people who have met on BARQ and then gotten married and then had kids from meeting on like BARQ or meeting on like Twitter or meeting on like honestly, I feel like the internet has just like completely just revolutionized so many things. And my favorite thing that's revolutionized is dating. I think that it's so cool that people can find like an even better fit than they would have if they were just like restricted to their local area like it has been in the past.
Right, yeah.
I think that's so fascinating to think about.
I live in like a tiny village and there's no bitches.
Well, have you tried have you checked your BARQ app? Have you checked your BARQ app? Have you checked your BARQ app, Pineapple?
I'm like the only person on BARQ in my village. But
that's like, actually crazy because there's actually 217,000 users on BARQ. So the fact that you're the only one in your village is
217,000 users on BARQ?
That's more users than the U.S. Army National Reserve. Sorry, go on.
We could take them.
We definitely could.
What?
We definitely could. We have work to do. You know that whole thing how we were talking about how like treating your followers and viewers as like an army? Something to that, I think. There might be something to that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Pineapple.
I think that will work really well. That's a good idea.
What were you saying about your village?
Oh, it's small and there are no gays. That's pretty much it.
Do you ever like go into London and be like, "Hey guys, hello everybody,
honestly,
my
London
name is
Furry,
Pineapple."
I've been to London. I've been to London Furry a few times. It's you know, I'm getting that. I'm making my connections. I'm socializing. I'm a social fruit. You know, I'm going woo.
Oh,
what
so
part
good
of the
for
world
you.
are you from, if you can say?
Yeah, so I'm from the UK.
Okay.
I live in. I am British. I
British?
live. Absolutely.
Hello. Let's go.
Britain. I'm from Worcestershire. Etc. 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 Have I shown you my American accent, by the way?
Wait,
no.
Can
we? Okay, I have a game we can do. I'll do my British accent and you do your American accent.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Pineapple. How are you doing today?
Hi there, Banjo. I'm from the United States. I love McDonald's and Tesla, and I love double milkshake.
You sound
I'd like to use my credit card and pay alimony.
You sound like the announcer
Sorry,
on like
I
a
gotta
tramway. Oh my god, that's amazing! Your voice is so beautiful, by the way. Where did you get that? That's fantastic.
I got it from my New York friend.
I just imagine your New York friend. You just reach down his throat and fucking steal his voice and eat it, and now he can't talk anymore. And now you can talk like an American.
Yeah, I don't break that one out very often because it's.
That's good.
I like to think it's a perfect
scary.
representation of everything about America. But no, I'm from the UK. I lived in Japan for a bit, but I'm recently back.
That's so good.
Just floating around.
Andre, how do you feel
what
about?
did you love the most about? Oh, sorry, I started the question.
No. You go.
What did you love the most about Japan?
Dude, the tongue was crazy.
I didn't mean to take my time. It's manual controls. I was not being like. Oh
You're cool. Tongue out, man. Oh my god! Wow, that is.
Okay.
I love Japan.
This is a great. This avatar was made by Midday, by the way. They're a great creator. It's called the Durgon, Dergon. If you want to check it out yourself. So, Japan was an awesome time of my life. Everything was cheaper. People were like ridiculously nice. I lived in a nuclear power plant town right in the south of the country.
Okay.
So I had a really cheap accommodation. Just awesome time. I was like the only young white like over 6 foot tall person in my little area, so I stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
When I first arrived in Japan during the Omicron wave in COVID, like 2021, and I arrived just before the country like shut down to everybody. and the people around my town were like, "What the fuck are you doing here? How did this happen?" But it wasn't in like in a xenophobic way. It was a really good time. I heartily recommend anybody if they want to visit Japan. It's a really great time too. Japanese furries as well are really nice. JMOF, the Japanese meeting of furs, is happening literally right now. It's a great con. I recommend it.
I'm going right now, guys.
I'm planning a trip to Japan this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been planning this trip for a while, and I've been wanting to travel for a while, and finally I'm going this year.
An actual break.
Hit me up if you want any recommendations. I've got you. Like
with great pleasure. Thank you.
I've got a big brain.
Andre, you are so polite. I've never heard someone say with great pleasure, thank you. That's like the sweetest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Is it? I don't know, I'm French. I
that's
just
like
got
a little like.
from...
That's like a little like oh my gosh, thank you. That was really cute.
You're cute, Banjo.
So adorable.
Thank you. Andre, you live where do you live, Andre?
I live in France. I don't usually get super specific.
How do you feel?
Yeah,
oh, I'm not asking for your address. This is an intro to a
question. Can we have your exact?
No. How do you? This is just a segue into the question. How do you feel about living in France?
I actually like it. It's all right. It's all I've ever known. I don't travel that much because I'm just always too scared of traveling.
It is scary.
I like it. It's working out well for me. It's all right. You know, there's like, it's like with every country, there's good and there's bad. It's not the best European country, I would say. France is not the best European country, but it's like, I would say it's like top 10 countries, so it's all right.
You guys just recently reopened the Notre Dame, right?
Yes, I actually barely heard about this.
Really?
Banjo knows everything. This guy's on top of it.
How do you? Yeah.
Well, let's just say Banjo's around the world. Okay, what's going on with my hand, by the way? Why is it like behind my head?
Does any of you like to travel?
Oh, I've traveled a lot. And
my god.
I've done a little bit.
I'm here's some crackling on a mic. I don't know which mic that is. But when like my whole life growing up, my dad is a pilot, or he had to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got like a whole bunch of like flight benefits. We were able to like fly free to a bunch of places. So I've been to like, where have I been? I've been to Chile. I've been to Paris. I've been to
cool.
Ireland. Been to London.
London way.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's your favorite place?
What do you think of Paris?
Paris? I went when I was like 11 or 12.
Okay, so you have a fuzzy memory.
Yeah, one thing I do remember is that when we went to go to the Eiffel Tower, there was this one hot dog vendor he didn't serve regular hot dogs. He served the hot dogs with like a huge bun that had like 2 hot dogs stuffed inside of it. And for some reason, that was the highlight of my whole trip. Was I was just like down on that hot dog while like walking up all the steps of the Eiffel Tower.
Down in the double hot dog in the middle of Paris.
Dude, just going and just walking up the steps. It was like
Hell
moment right there.
But overall it was good. The one thing I hated is that when I was little, I still do. I've always hated when people like smoke like cigarettes in public and stuff like that, because I can smell it. It smells terrible.
Yeah.
But it was really prominent in Paris, and so whenever I was walking down the streets and I could just smell smoke and see someone smoking, I would walk past them and do the most like obnoxious cough ever. Like as a kid, I'd go back and go and just like really just let them know like, hey,
literally dying.
Fuck you. Yeah. I was a menace. That's just all I would do.
Yeah,
You're still a menace.
But people smoke less and less.
And there was gum all over the streets. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's you.
That's all me. Every time you see
Banjo,
gum in
come
Paris, it's Banjo.
Dude, there was like a lot of gum.
I told you.
I'm a bit of a free spirit. I haven't been outside of the United States too much. Like I've been to the Caribbean islands and stuff. But one day, on a whim with my friend, with zero planning, we just decided to drive to California with just like that, with zero plan. And that I live on the East Coast, so it's like a 40-hour drive there and back. And yeah,
So
I just traveled, saw the desert, saw a bunch of mountains, looked at things, pointed at things, went, yeah, that's a thing, and I came back.
And so how do you do 40-hour travel? Do you go to a hotel in the way, or like?
Sometimes we slept in the car. We tried to do it like true like nomad, like we don't need beds. We tried sleeping in the car, but it was the middle of February, right? So it was like 16 degrees, which for you Europeans is like really cold.
It's like
really cold.
Can we have a European moment for a second?
Yes.
America is so big. What is going on with that?
It's really big.
It's kind of scary.
It's so really big.
It's kind of scary.
Talking about our people or the actual country.
Like in France, I don't know how it is in the UK, but in France, if you go from one city to another, it's usually an hour. An hour, you go from one major city to another major city.
Yeah, and you guys have a bunch of like trains and stuff, right?
Dude,
how like in the US, how long do you have to drive and in average
the
to go
state
from
of
one
Nevada
big city to another?
The state of Nevada, you can literally drive through Nevada for like 14 hours and there's just nothing there. There's nothing.
Like,
yeah.
How do you even get like gas and stuff?
It's expensive.
Hopes and dreams.
Yeah,
hopes and dreams.
In the middle of nowhere, there'll either always be a gas station or a Dollar General.
Texas is the same size as France. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
We like them big
That's
here.
wild.
Let's just say you guys are like little pipsqueaks compared to us, compared to me.
We're
and
the big
Harvey.
dogs around here.
Banjo?
Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm going to destroy you.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please.
I thought you were the top Banjo.
I am. I'm the
Banjo,
I'm
get
the
it
biggest.
together.
Like I'm like, I'm the biggest one around, dude. Like nobody does it like I do. Frankly.
Speaking of getting it together though, and that was a terrible segue.
Furries.
Do you want to open up the board for like audience questions and see
Yeah.
if anyone has anything to ask us?
Any furry fluffy
chat.
questions?
If you guys have any questions for Andre or anyone else here on the podcast, feel free to drop them. We'll try to answer them as we go through our conversations. Though we will probably miss a few because we do like to talk. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. One thing I wanted to touch on before we open up the floor was I wanted to segue back to Pokemon kind of, and more so talk about the music aspect to it and how Andre, you've dabbled in music production, right?
Oh no, very little. I've been nerding out. It's because I spend a lot of time with Yonkagor. Does anybody here knows Yonkagor?
Yeah. And so that's how you've been.
And so for the longest time, I've been obsessing over Eastern music and mostly Japanese music.
Okay.
And then Yonkagor started to find patterns in my musical taste. I'm like, oh, I listen to this chord, and then Yonka's like, oh yeah, that's a 6 major chord, and I'm like, oh, listen to this one, and they're like, oh yeah, it's the same chord. And so I've been kind of obsessing. And it's like I've been trying to find pattern, and so Yonka has taught me a little bit of music theory so that I'm able to understand what I'm listening to. So I'm literally like full on chord autism brain.
Yeah.
But I'm not talented enough to create anything new.
Okay. So when it comes to you doing your motion design stuff like that, I know sometimes the music from like video games, I notice it, but is there any like custom made stuff, especially for the video?
Barely any. I have a license to stock audio, but I didn't want to use. Maybe some of you, if you're in the music, if you're in the creative, you've seen an ad for something called Artlist. But that's what my company used to use, but it's kind of average. It's very like royalty-free songs, and I kind of did not like it. And then I asked a friend in Japan, Kubino Nekobuchi, who I was like, can you find some Japanese stock music website? Because I want to buy Japanese stock music. And then I found, I think which one is it? Is it Audio Stock? I don't remember.
Audio Jungle.
Is it Audio Jungle?
Audio Jungle.
Yeah, I'm literally, it's not an ad or anything, but I'm literally subscribed to Audio Stock, and it's mostly based on Japan, and there's some really cool songs in there.
Yeah.
So this is how I find my very weeb music that I'm able to use in my productions.
Nice. Okay. Interesting.
Your music choice fits your art.
Does
so
anybody
well.
here do a bit of music production?
I do.
Banjo.
You do?
I do.
This guy like sings and stuff.
I do. I'm private. I'm very private about it, but I do it. They don't call me Banjo for nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to play something?
Yeah, like right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can.
He's gonna grab his guitar or something.
The extent of my music stuff is I'm a freaking karaoke, but it doesn't go any further than that.
Yeah. Same.
It's so good.
I like singing in the shower, and that's it.
Do you actually stream outside of the podcast? Oh
Sure,
yeah, of
pineapple.
course you said. Yeah, you have the fruit bowl.
Fruit bowl streaming. Yeah, I do a bit of this.
Do you do some karaoke on stream?
Oh my goodness. I that sounds like fun. Maybe I should. I haven't currently.
Maybe you can.
I haven't currently. Okay.
Karaoke stream.
Perhaps karaoke
Oh,
stream.
I hear something.
Sing something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
You guys want? Wait. You guys
2
plugged
out of
into
10,
this?
not a banjo.
I got this. Ready?
Yeah. Kind of disappointing.
They call me Banjo because I tango with Andre Moraph and Harvey live. Pineapple's there too. Not sure how he survived. Cause I shot him with a gun. It was so much fun. BARQcast.
Yeah.
Watch the BARQcast.
Yeah.
All right. That was awesome.
I love that.
That was good.
Dude,
but
Pineapple's just gone.
Did Pineapple not survive? I thought he did.
No, Pineapple. I shot him with a gun. It was fun.
Oh.
Audience questions.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm
let-
seeing
let me
some
scroll
very
up.
interesting questions.
Yes. If you want to read any out, feel free to. And
I had
Yeah, go
I had
for
a
it.
brief question that was I spotted in the chat. Somebody asked if I was Nihongo jozu, and I'm gonna say この頃日本語本当に上手なんじゃないよ. I'm not. I don't Japanese much. I don't have people to speak to. I've passed the N4 exam, and I was gonna. I'm at N3 level, but I don't practice enough with people to really keep it up.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
It's so cool. I love your accent.
Arigato gozaimasu.
I just realized.
Arigato.
I just realized something.
I love the speaking Japanese with a very thick English accent. It's so funny.
I just realized we all have accents.
Takimas.
Itakimasu.
Yeah, was anyone gonna read something out?
Arigato.
Andre, did you see something you wanted to?
There was a question. Georgie Ghost asked, "What would you say is the main difference between French / European furry culture and American?"
Ooh.
I don't necessarily know between European and American, but I can say the difference between Facebook furries and Twitter furries.
Yeah, that's That's a generational difference more so, I think.
Yeah. And I feel like I mean I don't. The thing is, like, in France, you're gonna see a big difference between the French furries, the furries who don't speak English, and the furries who speak English. And I feel like the ones who don't speak English are like 8 years in the past in terms of culture, compared to the one who speak English and spend a lot of time on like the big social networks. But that's what I've noticed.
That's fascinating.
Other than that, I don't think there's that much of a difference. If you speak English and you interact on these big websites, I don't think there's that much of a difference.
You know what?
So it's mostly a question of language.
Yeah, you know what? There may be some differences, but you know what's not different? BARQ is available in both America and Europe and Asia, so it's kind of like the dad that brings everyone back together. At the end of the day, you know, we're having family dinner. BARQ's
Everybody
always
on
there.
the same app.
It's there for
And,
everybody.
you know, perfect segue. Jackboy asked a little bit ago, what are the best tips for meeting people in real life?
Harvey, you want to take this one?
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say, obviously, BARQ. If you don't have it, it literally shows you everyone near you if you want to make friends. But also outside of that, at least what I do, again, I said this in the beginning of the stream, I'm in a furry club at my college. And that's how I've met all of my friends, and through BARQ. But then also outside of those is that if we're speaking outside of the furry fandom, other ways I like to do it is like look in your town, look for like game stores that do like local like board game nights or like D&D nights or stuff like that, and that's like a great way to find people with similar interests as you.
Yeah, the number one piece of advice in furry, outside of furry, it doesn't really matter. Shared interests.
Yeah.
If you have something you really like, the best and easiest way to make friends is to find other people who also like the thing, so you can have that thing to talk about.
I feel like not enough people acknowledge that like furry is like a huge circle, and then there's like a bunch of little circles in there. Like just because you're in the furry circle doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna click with everybody in there. Just especially because the fandom is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So like if you guys can get like 2 niche interests that you both really like that's a huge it's like an instant friend. It's like a friend cheat code. It's amazing. Pineapple's so right.
And I had a trick question. Can you use BARQ to meet up with people outside of the local furries?
Technically, yes. We do have like
because I saw there was like the communities and stuff. But
so right now BARQ's main use is what most people use BARQ for is meeting local furries. But there are communities on there where you can go in and just regardless of distance, like you can find like, which is great because we were just talking about interest, right? You can find like people who love gaming, people who love a particular game, people who love like cooking. There's all sorts of things, and you can just go in there and browse threads and reply to people who are talking about this topic that you're super into. And you can click on the profile, and some people will be like 2,000 miles away. Some people, maybe they're like 5 miles away. But yeah, there's a lot more that you can do with BARQ that's not just like meeting local people. And there's a lot more we want to bring in the future, which is very exciting. But we'll save that for another time. I've talked about it a little bit in the past, but we got a lot of big things planned. So I think BARQ is going to be very useful. The goal of BARQ end goal of BARQ is like basically a furry convention in your pocket, or like a furry city in your pocket. And I think that there's a lot we can do with the app, and I think that the future is very bright. So yes, thank you for bringing that up.
And
there
honestly,
are communities.
Honestly, with the whole Twitter shenanigans, it wouldn't be, it would be nice to if most furries could move away from Twitter.
Twitter can be.
I say that and I still use it. I know it's not okay. I'm gonna rephrase it. It would be nice if there was a home for the furries. I wanted to phrase it this way.
I would be honored if furries accepted BARQ as their home down the line.
Yeah,
or maybe today.
Sweet.
But yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see. Let me see if I have
any other
I see. The Cryptic said, outside of VR-based games, what is your favorite video game to play?
You guys start.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here because in total, and all time, like I think my all-time favorite game is probably Pokemon Platinum.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's either that or Pokemon Rangers. But then as of recently, I don't know.
I really like Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
Oh, what do you say?
I really like Hollow Knight.
Ooh, yeah, okay, that's a good one. Silk Song 2025, November 11th. Write that down. It's gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Okay, it's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. I used to be a big League of Legends boy.
Oh God.
I gotta actually go. This has been a fun stream, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna just. It was nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, can we end this here? Actually,
look. I'm not anymore. I'm reformed.
You're reformed. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm reformed.
Okay.
Get back here, Banjo. I'm a reformed League of Legends player, and that used to really like fill my. It filled my urge for competitive games and stuff like that. But I don't really do much competitive stuff these days. I'm usually. What do I play right now? I think it's Death Stranding. I'm really hooked on Death Stranding. I completely fell off it.
Is that like a zombie game?
It's a Hideo Kojima game. It's not. It's like a.
It's a walking simulator.
Oh.
Yeah, people say it's a. Well, Hideo Kojima says it's a Strand type game, which means nothing. Oh, a raid.
Pineapple, we're getting.
Hi.
Thank you for the raid.
Hello.
Thank you for the raid. Boopkin
Hey,
Boop.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi.
I just want to say, Pineapple, I also really love Death Stranding, which is crazy because, like, I feel like Death Stranding, like, just speaks to my autism in such, like, a unique way. Like, I totally get why people would be bored of it because, like, oh, it's just a walking simulator, but it's just, like, something so innately satisfying about the environment and the tone and the storytelling, and it feels like playing a movie almost, like a really long movie.
I like putting boxes on top of each other and then arranging them in different ways.
That too.
Andre, are you much of a gamer? Could we call you like a big gamer?
Yeah, what are you?
What are you,
Actually, no. The only times I play games is on stream, and I barely stream any games. I don't really play. I'm either working, eating, or sleeping.
Real.
Me.
Or watching Squid Game.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, check out Squid Game on Netflix right now. Season 2 is out.
Dude, we're not sponsored by them.
We're not sponsored by Squid Game.
As far as you guys know. I might be getting a little... Okay, guys, if the United States federal government is watching this is not an undisclosed advertisement. We are not actually sponsored by Squid Game, and I'm just joking. Sorry, just had to get that out of the way.
Thank you.
We are making a furry Squid Game. It's coming out soon.
We should make a furry Squid Game.
We should. Yeah.
I'm reading the chat for questions. If you asked a question and it's been swallowed up by the chat, then post it again.
Can I give a shout out to something real quick?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this furry clothing brand that's just starting up. It's called yippyap.co with 2 P's.
Let's see.
It's super high quality. Harry showed me some pictures from MFF, and it's so good. Like
Yippyap.co.uk, the messaging service.
Almost. Like, look at this quilt they have here. I don't know if you guys can see
it looks so
it.
cool.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's awesome.
I was really tempted to get that at MFF, but I was like, oh, I can't.
It's so high quality.
So good.
Dude.
Yip with 2P.
Yip with 2 P's. Don't sleep on Yip, guys.
And Yap with 2P.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
Okay.
The design.
There's an interesting question. I want to grab before it's gone. If that's good, are we good? I've got a question here from Amara the Explorer. Not sure if this was touched on earlier, but how did you realize you were furries? Which I think is a really interesting question.
You know what it was?
Because... Oh yeah.
Go.
So my thing is that for most people it's not usually like a big revelation. It's not like not a furry to a furry, because the definition of what a furry is kind of in the air anyway. Like the most loose thing you could say is that like you like anthropomorphic animals, which is like so it's like, for me, I just sort of knew at some point I probably would be classed as one, and that was it. It was a very slow process where I just ended up like meeting more and more furries, and then a lot of my closest friends suddenly were furries, and then someone commissioned me to make my own Sona.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Locked in.
For me, it was just consuming a lot of anthropomorphic media. Classics, Zootopia, Beastars, all that kind of stuff, and also more childhood ones that we touched on last episode or 2 episodes ago. I don't know, one of the two. But Andre, with you, I was scrolling your Twitter, and I saw you had a lot of stuff about Giselle from the Ancient Magnus Bride.
Oh God, you went far away.
Yeah, Andre, tell us about Giselle.
Yeah,
what's with Giselle?
Who's this Giselle?
Who's Giselle? Oh my God. So as I said, I used to be an African wild dog back in the day, and I was not called Andre. And then, Giselle, my old crush. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I found out this manga, and there was this. She's a magician lady from France. It's from a manga. It's the Ancient Magus Bride. And it's a spin-off called Wizard's Blue, and she's a dragon lady from France, and I had such a crush on her that I was like, oh, I wanna write a story where it's just me and it's like a self-insert.
Oh my God!
Yeah, baby.
That's cute. That's really cute.
I was like,
and then you grew out of it,
or you were so dumb. No, I was like, I had a real crush on this character. Oh my God. Then I was like, I can't use my wild dog character, because my wild dog character had a backstory and it didn't work. So I was like, okay, I need a new character. And then I was like, okay, and then I asked my partner to make myself a new character, and then she was like, what do you want? And I was like, can that be me, but just as a generic wolf?
Yeah, see, I was gonna say you guys have like very similar outfits with your like trench coats and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, can you make me, but just as a generic Japanese kimono wolf?
You know what?
And then Andre was born.
And we never looked
Yeah.
back.
This is how Andre was born.
Wow.
And then I started to connect more and more with this wolf version of me. And then I started to change my handles from my old nickname to Andre. And then I started to, and then sadly, as all crush, it always happens. My crush faded away.
Yeah.
You got over
And
her.
then I left Giselle to the Shadow Realm.
It's okay. I'm sure she
And,
still thinks about you. I'm sure she still thinks about you.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
The one that got
probably misses
away.
you.
Andre Moraph. It's okay. I totally get it.
Now.
I totally get it because my first I feel like my furry awakening it was in like middle school. It was Azrael Dreamer from Undertale. I was like I had like an actual like crush on that fictional character.
Aww.
So I understand. But eventually as crushes do faded.
As crushes do.
Oh, I still love goats so much, dude. They're so cute. Oh
Hey.
my god.
Hey, there's Harry here.
Hey.
Let's
Do
go
you
on to
like
the next
Harry?
question. I love Harry, but
But
I don't have a crush on Harry.
I had a crush on a green barnacle, but that's if you want to learn about that, go to episode 1.
Guys, check the VOD for episode 1. We talked
Yeah,
about
go back to episode 1 if you want to know Pineapple's green bionicle story.
I have like 9
I still think that's
stories.
funny.
Yeah.
Even now we're
honestly, I think there was the serpent, the snake bionicle, right? The other one. No, not the
bionicle.
snake. So you had this bionicle that had like, oh god, I had this one. I had it. Oh my god. Okay, so you had this bionicle. Yeah, this. Okay, I have the image. Copy image link. Okay, let me send it to you.
Snake
So there's this one. And I had this one, and I emotionally connected with this bionicle when I was like, I don't know, I was like 6 years old.
Ooh, okay. All right. Oh yeah. No, I'm feeling it. Okay. I'm
You
ready.
seeing
Let's get
it?
barnacle build.
Oh my god.
Okay. This is it.
Wow, we have 2 people that.
Here we go. Okay. Right.
Listen.
So what do you see in it?
I'm
What do
sorry.
you see
I'm
in
sorry.
this-
It's just the fact that the image is like 2 pixels.
Andre, I completely know where you're going from. It's like,
let's go.
dude, it's serpentine. It's a little bit like, it's a little bit alien, but it has like
It's got a cool
smooth,
back
like,
with some spikes on the back.
yeah, it's got a little bit. It's dangerous, but also alluring.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
You
throw
know,
up.
wow.
I'm gonna
It's
throw
a
up.
rose with
I'm
thorns.
glad.
Oh my
And
god.
It doesn't look human. It looks
One
like
in chat if any ones
Wood.
for this
Wood.
bionicle.
1 in chat if would.
Wood.
Would.
It's the Paraka, man. You gotta. If a Paraka comes knocking, you gotta give it a kiss.
Oh
Or else
my
what are you doing with your life?
Wait, no, the
Really?
Paraka is different.
Oh my god.
Huh. Wow, this is so niche. This is like
Okay.
this is
Bionicle fans.
You guys are
rise up,
bonding
that's
right
what I'm
now.
Yeah. Did you watch the Bionicle movie when you were a kid?
Oh,
Yes,
I saw
Bionicle
the
and
Bionicle
Massive Light.
movie.
That's where my
I
crush came
want to
from.
watch it again.
Oh, I
wanna watch
remember
it
that.
too.
The Bionicle movie. I'm sure it sucks ass, but I don't
Oh,
know.
it's
I
terrible.
was
I watched it recently. It does not hold up, but I still have great memories of it.
I loved it
God.
when I was a kid.
All right, so to the VOD viewers, we're pulling up the Bionicle movie trailer.
Okay, everyone, shh.
Before time, far beyond all you imagine, there is an island paradise where legends are real. Protected by sacred
Pineapple's like, this shit's about to make me a furry.
threat is
7-year-old
this is it.
Pineapple. I'm about to become a furry. Oh, there's your guy.
No, that's evil. That's the evil guy. That's not my guy.
Wait, this
That's
is
not my
kind of sick though. What?
That's not my guy. This is not my guy. I'll tell you
remember
when my
the
guy's
lava.
a mask of light.
Wow.
Oh, my attention span needs help.
Darkness, trust in the mask.
You get 2
Where
times
is
speed.
Where is he? If you see a green guy, that's my guy.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out.
Green.
Oh yeah, I
Where is
saw
he?
my guy.
Oh, you have a guy too?
Yeah, it was the lizard guy.
Oh,
The 4-pixel photo that we saw.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, so my green barnacle unfortunately was not in the trailer, which is ridiculous because he's the best part of the movie.
Oh my
very
god, there's never
disappointing,
enough
you know.
appreciation for the green bionicle.
That's so silly that
No.
you guys both like
I can't remember his name. like
How
a fake
have we
fan.
had 2 different episodes where we somehow
I don't know.
both Andre, both you and Donuts have like talked about Bionicles.
Listen, this is the furry pipeline. We start with stuff like this.
That's actually
that's
Then
fair.
10 years later, we figure out
That's
we're
fair.
furries.
You know what's
That's fair.
funny? I wasn't Bionicles for me. It was Transformers. That was like my first thing was
Oh.
Transformers. That's like
Oh,
similar, right?
Transformers is-
Now, did Transformers more give you that go down the furry pipeline, or like more specifically the TF pipeline?
I don't know. I never thought about that.
'Cause
Probably.
literally
You know
call it
what?
Transformers.
You know, the TF pipeline in a lot of ways is synonymous with the furry pipeline. So there's something to be said
guess.
for that.
There's some overlaps.
There are definitely
But
some overlaps.
I was mentioning this. I was mentioning this in episode 1, where it's funny how back in like the 2000s, 90s, 80s, going even further back, there were so many like little micro niche little genres of stuff and like shows and movies that was the very like that was like the primordial soup of furries, right? But with the next generation, they've just got Zootopia right there,
Yeah.
man.
It's
They've
yeah.
already got furries just
Right in the
there.
face.
You've got the
funny.
yearly furry husbando.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Bad
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah, the
Bad Guys is
Beastars,
right
the-
there.
You
Bad
know?
Guys is right there.
Haida,
Oh yeah.
freaking Von Lyken.
Yeah, dude. You'd like
yeah.
dig deep like long ago to
I
find.
let him kill me, that Von Lycan guy.
Back in my day, we only had Robin Hood.
Somebody asked why was BARQ created. The reason BARQ was created was because a lot of the times if you're new to the furry fandom and you're going to furry conventions, it can be difficult if you don't already know people. Like you're just kind of like you're just kind of like that guy standing there with a cup like
Yeah.
So the creator was like, "Oh, I wish that there was like an app to just like network at furry conventions," and then boom.
It's
bing,
so
bada
cool.
boom.
How long was it ago?
Before my time, I think it was like 2021. I think it
So
was like
BARQ is only
4
like
years
3
ago.
years old?
Only like 3
Pretty
years
young.
old, yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
But
I felt like
Banjo,
it was been longer than that.
Banjo.
Wasn't there like another
Mhm.
like social app that wasn't affiliated with BARQ before it that like fell apart or something? I don't know.
I think it was called Howler. If I
Oh,
remember.
I- yeah.
Okay.
That
But
rings a
I
bell.
might have heard
Howler,
of that one.
Howler and BARQ are not the same thing. They're made by different people.
Okay. Heard.
I have a question here. From I need to look close. Ooh, Arius154. One question: how would you say is a good way to get a furry audience on Twitch? Well,
Barking.
I think as somebody who when I stream, I'm a flesh man. I don't have any VTuber. I just use
Oh
my
really?
face. However, I'm almost certain that the best way to get a furry audience on Twitch, you know, is to have one of these, is to have a VTuber.
Yeah.
Even if it's a PNG tuber, even if it's something.
Oh
really
yeah, PNG
simple,
works definitely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gotta be a big one.
That's-
Other than that, Andre, do you have anything else you would recommend?
I would say if you're starting as a streamer, I would say maybe to try to get people from other platforms at first.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're starting to
Growing
stream
on Twitch alone,
Twitch
you can't
and
do it.
nobody really knows about you, and then you just start like this, it might be a bit hard to grow. But then you kind of need content to also post on other platforms. So maybe what you can
Yeah.
start to do is I actually don't really know. Because I got lucky. Honestly, I got lucky. I already had an audience, and when I started to stream, people already knew me.
See, I can touch on this as starting on Twitch, 0 followers everywhere. Like I've been streaming on for like 5 years now, but you know you can go to my channel and see me with a face cam like pre-Twink Death, It's like all there. There's like way too many clips.
I gotta ask you a question.
What?
No, go for it. Go for it. Continue.
But yeah, what you should do is use Twitch as your main form of content, and branch out past it. You use Twitch to get your clips, get everything, and then push it everywhere else.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and then I also use a VTuber. But
it's kind of a funnel, right? Because even if people know you and love you, they don't necessarily take the time to watch your streams. Because there's so many people I love and appreciate, and I never watch their streams because I'm doing something else. Watching a stream is such it requires some effort.
Yeah, see, like with me, I use streams as like background noise. I'll have it on my second monitor while I'm doing something. But like,
Okay, Donuts put it best, I think, when he said that like when you're growing, you're really not going to be growing from Twitch. You're going to be growing from like advertising yourself on like other platforms.
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
said. That's like the best way, and really the only
Twitter,
way for a lot of people.
TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, stuff like this.
Yeah, it's like watching stream. At least, streaming is somewhat of a dying platform when it comes in terms of like live sports, where viewership has been going down the past few years, but that's because no one has time to sit down and watch the whole game. They just want to watch the highlights. And so highlights are just like clips for like Twitch, where it's like people will like watch your clips and love you, but they'll never come to your actual stream.
Yeah. I remember another thing that Donuts said, which I think is really solid advice, and I'm just gonna pretend I'm Donuts here. Hello, I am okay, Donuts. I sound like this.
Donuts.
It was when you start streaming, let your friends know and just have like a little audience, or even if it's like just like 5 or 6 people, as long as you're talking to someone or something, it is 1,000,000 times easier to stream, because streaming to nobody is really hard. It's hard to keep up energy.
Dude, I used to stream from the top of my lungs that I was a streamer. Like my first 10 viewers were like only my IRL friends. I remember being in high school and telling like every single person I knew that I streamed. And I forgot about that. And it's like years down the line, I meet up with some high school friend I haven't seen in a while. I'm like, how are your streams going? And I'm like, whoa, you know about them? Like, I'm a furry now. Like, okay. No, they're good. They're good. And I hope they don't go see him still. But like, everyone in my high school used to know that I streamed, and it was like most of my viewership back then. It was great. Everyone had a Prime sub, and they would just give it to me every month.
We've got a bunch of questions in the chat, it looks like, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said, question for Andre, what is your favorite part about being a furry? And I would also like to answer this question when you're finished, Andre.
Honestly, it's just being a wolf on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, being human is so boring. And it also gets to be my job, so it's just fun. I'm very lucky because even though I'm still working hard, I feel like every day for me is like a Saturday. So it's not like a Sunday, as in like I'm not slacking, but I get to wake up and be like, okay, what's the program today? And then I either work for people or I work for my own image.
That's like exactly what I think. Like I wake up and I have a schedule for the day, and I know what I have to do and when.
Because are you also working on your own?
Yeah, streaming is my only job as of now.
That's cool.
So it's like doing this, editing everything, editing for BARQcast as well. Takes up most of my time.
Yeah.
So, it'll pay off eventually. Yeah.
Do it. Say it.
Say what?
Andre was gonna say
something. You wanted to answer too.
Okay.
No, you wanted to answer the question.
My absolute favorite part about being a furry in the furry fandom is the creativity, and I think the ability that it offers to abstractly express yourself and sort of like showcase such abstract like expressions of like who you are as an individual. And I think that there's a lot of people, like, I think that furry art is like one of the purest and rawest forms of just like a insight into who somebody is as a person. And I think that it's super cool. I think that it's super cool, and I think that like just having a community where you guys can just like all be like animals on the internet is one of the best things that humanity has concocted as of the past, like 100 years.
I'm gonna piggyback off that and just say a little thing about like expression of identity through anthropomorphism is one of the most interesting and exciting things that you can do as a form of expression, and it's been done by people way before furries, and it's not exclusively a furry thing. And anthropomorphism doesn't even need to be it doesn't even need to be animals. Like expression, abstracting what the kind of person you are into a shape, like a lizard or a whatever, or a transformer.
Circle.
Sure, you can learn so much about the kind of person that you can learn so much about people by what they choose to present themselves as, because unlike human vessels, bodies, you have complete creative control over who you are. That's so cool. There is no other community on the planet that puts that level of expression as at the forefront. You know, this furries. It's not about Coca-Cola or like Star Wars or something where there's like one central product and we're like, yes, we like this thing. It's about the people, right?
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing about it. I think I interrupted you, Andre. Please talk.
That's what I mean. That's what I love about the furry community, is that there's really nothing like it. Because I feel like I can't think of another fandom who isn't linked to a media EP. You know, like. And the thing is, like, when your fandom is linked to a media thingy and you don't own it, well, the creator's done something nobody likes, and then the fandom is dead. And that's what I love about the furry community, because it's just built by the people.
Yeah.
By the people,
awesome.
by the people, fur the people.
Fur the people. I had a
there we
question
go.
for Harry.
Yeah, what's
You
up?
mentioned it. You went through twink death?
Oh
yeah, I
my
went through
god.
twink death.
Okay, can you explain it to me? Because
Okay.
I still consider, it's kind of crazy, but I still consider myself kind of like in the twink energy. But I'm turning 29 this year, and I don't know how much time I have left.
Well,
Can you tell me about twink death? I need to know.
you know, there's never really an age where you can escape twink death. It's more in the mindset.
Okay.
Where. And also, like 4 years ago, I weighed like, I don't know, maybe like 120 pounds, something like that. And I had like, you know, like short brown hair. I just looked like a twink. I was like, I never thought of myself as one, but people described me as one. And so eventually, as the years went on, I just kept putting on weight, and I started steering away from twink culture. It's not a bad thing whatsoever to any twinks in chat. This isn't like... Not like
We love our twinks.
Yeah,
we love them so much.
I don't know. It's kind of just a mindset thing, and like also just like body types. It's like how there's like bears and stuff as well.
You know, I find
so
the
as
whole
long as I don't have a beard, I'm okay.
I find the whole conversation a bit unnecessary. I think that people should just focus on being themselves and just like live their life and enjoy your life, because you only get one. And you know, whatever people think about you isn't as important as what you think about yourself.
Wow.
And that's Banjo's advice of the day.
Amen, Banjo.
Banjo's
awesome.
advice of the day. Twink death is just an abstract concept created by society to keep us in boxes.
Jesus.
And speaking of keeping in line, should we rapid fire a few extra questions? Because I saw some good questions in there. And I don't want to let them fly away.
Yeah. What kind of questions?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Banjo is getting so real. Twink death is a scam created to sell more bears.
Okay, so Fun64 says, "Ooh, I got an open question. How do you folks handle your furry lifestyle around or with non-furries, like admiring
love this
art
question.
or accidentally
that's a great one.
using furry lingo?"
Yeah. I can start with this because I talked about this recently on one of my streams. I've noticed, at least recently, like my worlds over the past 2 years now has like very much been revolving around the furry fandom, and being outside of it is, I feel kind of like disconnected now. Or like, let's say I'm at like one of my normie friends' house, or I'm at like a family gathering, and they're like asking like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a goat on the internet," but like I can't say that because they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And so I it's just like now like my main friend group is like all furries. I still talk to my IRL friends, but it's hard to connect as much as it used to be like a few years ago.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate that perspective, and I think that like I get being like I get being like private about it, but honestly, at this point, like when I was working in high school, I would just like fuck it, I'm just gonna tell people I'm a furry. And I was a manager at a retail store when I was like 19, and I would always tell my my workers or whatever, like, hey, I'm just gonna go home and be a gay furry online, and they would just stare at me, and I would just walk away, and then it was funny. It's funny. People like to laugh at furries, so I'm gonna give them something positive to laugh at, and not something that's like weird and negative. That's kind of my perspective on it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And
like,
honestly, when you're like, you go for it.
Because like furries are like I get why people find them like interesting or like weird or like funny. Like I think that's something that you can turn into a positive.
It's just a quirky hobby.
Definitely. And honestly, as long as you're working and doing, and then like you're well integrated in where you are, like people don't really mind. Like,
yeah.
Anybody, like people at my job, they knew what I was doing on the side. They knew I was doing some art and stuff like this. And when I left, they knew that I left to become a wolf on the internet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they still follow me. My old coworker, they're following my Instagram and stuff with my freaking Mpreg emote and artwork and stuff.
Dude, the most liberating philosophy to go about life with is just to be yourself unapologetically, and then just let whoever's not gonna be with you leave, and then just let your people find you. Like that's really like there's no point in like trying to placate to people, because you're just like wasting so much energy on something that's so fruitless. Really.
It could be a bit harder if you're still at school, because I feel like kids are
that's what I was gonna say.
Ruthless.
It's like middle school, high school. Being a furry was so stigmatized that like you just have like you like hold the trauma afterwards when you go to like college stuff, and you're like, people are gonna make fun of me, and they're gonna hate me if I say this, but then you come to realize,
trust me, I get
honestly,
it.
Adults, they don't care.
No one cares.
Adults don't give a f. They don't give a fart.
I mean, I think the like an asterisk to all that is that for people who aren't sure how much they want to express themselves, the environments that you're in the best. And I think in most cases it's completely fine. But if you think that you should or should not express yourself in XYZ way for whatever reason, then it's up to you ultimately. But being yourself is a lot easier than not being yourself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it really depends on the context, because you can be in a place where being honest about being a furry can make you unsafe. So, I mean, it's your judgment. But honestly, as you get older, people stop caring.
Yeah. And even if you're like a closet furry and you can't like be like openly queer for whatever reason, I see you. I know who you are.
I know who you are.
Hi. Hello.
Look into your soul.
I see you.
Can you just show them your mod just one more time?
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure there's
so
detailed.
So detailed.
Wow.
I wanna no.
Andre,
Yes.
no.
What do you want to do, Andre?
No, I didn't finish my sentence.
No.
Yeah.
Don't
continue.
finish that sentence.
Harvey? I didn't finish my sentence.
Harvey, no.
I'm curious.
That.
Wait, what are we curious?
I finished my sentence. Maybe I'll say it after the stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, first sentence right after we end. You just heard it out.
I want to crawl inside that mouth.
Oh, I just want to do it so badly.
That's not what I said.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me.
Have you guys seen any other questions you want to be answered?
Let's see.
Someone mentioned something about the Anthrocon changes, but I'm not sure what the Anthrocon changes are. Does anyone know about that? I'm not sure.
Oh, I know about that. So Anthrocon is... Everyone knows this, right? If you're a furry, you know this. Anthrocon big.
Oh, yeah.
Anthrocon real big, man.
Big.
It's a big con. And for the first time, they will be... Anthrocon staff will be limiting the amount of people who can register and attend the con. Because if they go over the number that they're going to set, they won't be able to manage the amount of people. And they won't be able to properly do the con. And that also includes limitations to how many people can attend the fursuit parade and stuff like that. And it's something that you're going to be seeing for a lot more cons, because furry stuff is exploding right now like crazy. And convention organizers are beginning to have to learn how to manage stuff like Comic-Con manages stuff. It's not the size as Comic-Con, and I don't think furry conventions would necessarily be good if they were the size of Comic-Con, but it's beginning to get to that stage where more structured rules and things have to be put in place so that things are manageable and the staff don't explode.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I get why people would be frustrated with it, but I think that like at least temporarily for like a few years, I think it's a good solution for now. I don't think it's a great permanent solution, but we're kind of in an. I've read like there's actual like research articles that some people have done on this, but like the furry fandom has a growth problem, and we're kind of in an awkward in between stage in terms of like where our velocity is like taking us, like population wise, and like where we are now, and we're just kind of like just slightly too big for like the big convention spaces we have currently, and we're just still too small for like the bigger like you mentioned like Comic-Con level conventions. So it's kind of like I definitely don't envy the team over at like big conventions like Anthrocon at MFF for having to figure out the logistics of gathering all those people, especially with like furry Twitter breathing down your neck. I mean, you make like one little like wrong move and they will come for you, man. Like oof, it's rough. But I think it's definitely an okay solution for now, which is kind of what my thoughts are on the thing for now.
I think it's kind of beautiful to see the free community evolve this way, like evolve that much.
Yeah. It's something.
It's super cool.
It's crazy that eventually one day I'll probably have to rent out whole con spaces.
I still don't understand how you fit. Like how many was it? How many people did you have in the biggest furry convention? Was it like 20,000?
It was like 21, I think.
I did a pub quiz question about this. So it was It was definitely Anthrocon.
17,639.
Was it MFF? Oh God. Okay. Go to Wikifur to learn that one. I'm not gonna
chat. Anybody in chat know?
MFF. I'm telling you. MFF at 16,800. Anthrocon 2024 had 17,639, setting a record for
so 17,000. Oh my God! How do you fit that many people in a single convention?
You don't.
Well, Anthrocon is different because it is just like a part of a city. They just take the city, man. It's awesome.
That is crazy.
Furries take over the city. Have you guys heard about that baseball player that tweets furries and it like helps him win? Apparently. Whenever there's this baseball player who plays in Pittsburgh, and whenever Anthrocon is in town, he just tweets furries, and apparently every time he's tweeted that, he's got like he's played incredibly well.
Yeah, I saw it. It's too good.
I think it's funny that's a lot of like people who in the mainstream who aren't necessarily like tuned into internet culture. That's their first exposure to furries is some like baseball player just tweeting it. Like, what the hell is a furry?
How do you think the furry image has evolved, especially in like in the US or in the UK? Because I remember like 10 years ago it wasn't the best for the public, but how is it nowadays?
I think that I find a lot in my personal experience, I find a lot of people curious rather than judgmental. Like I've fursuited in like Walmart before in like public, and a lot of the times you get like people coming up to you and just like asking, they're just like, what is this? Because like their exposure is just like on the news and it's not necessarily like the most insightful. I think there is definitely still a stigma, but I think that people are starting to understand more and more like what the furry thing is all about. But I'm not sure it's like I think there's still like work to do in terms of like furry activism, if you want to call it that. If you, like I think there's a lot more things we can do for optics, but like we're not trying to like impress anyone anyway. But I get sorry, I'm rambling here, but like I get wanting to have positive optics for the fandom, just in terms of like people feeling comfortable like identifying as a furry or like expressing themselves to like maybe their family or friends openly. Like I get it from that perspective.
I think my take on this is for the average person, for the person who isn't particularly online, doesn't really experience much internet culture, when you ask them, what do you think about furries? Their answer is going to be, what is a furry? Still.
Yeah.
It feels like that wouldn't be as much of the case, but I guarantee, like, no normie in my life really knows what a furry is. Some of the people my age do, but for me in the UK at least, it's very much like a, oh, isn't that like a Zootopia fan thing? And I'm like, nope. I mean, yeah, but not really.
Same in France. Nobody knows what a furry is, so you get the chance to explain it.
Be the first impression.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that really matters, especially.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I did. Like I mentioned how when I was a manager at the retail store when I was 19, like I was a lot of people. I'm sure I was a lot of those people's first impressions of a furry, and I tried to be like quirky and like interesting and just like not super weird. And I hope that I had a positive impact on their views of furries as a whole.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, we're in a lot
Let's
better
be
space
real.
than that fucking CSI episode.
Yeah,
oh
the
my
CSI
god.
episode,
Wasn't Justin
God
Bieber a
damn it.
furry?
What?
What?
No. I'm
No, I think
conflating.
it's two different things.
I'm conflating two
Okay,
episodes.
Justin
sorry.
Bieber got fucking murdered in CSI. It's true.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But
Yeah,
he was not a
but
furry.
he-
I'm conflating.
He's not a furry. At least we don't think he is.
Dude, imagine if Justin
He has
Bieber
something
came
to
out as
say.
a furry. If Justin Bieber came out as a
Justin?
furry, what would his persona be? I feel like he'd be a
Oh,
beaver.
he'd be like a Labrador. It would
Yeah,
just be
I was
like
about
a-
to say
like a
probably a
dog.
Labrador,
It'd be a
like
dog.
golden retriever.
You know what he would be? He would be like, have you ever seen Up, the dog from Up? I feel like he has like
Yeah.
that kind of energy.
Ooh,
Aw.
Justin.
Isn't that a Labrador?
I think it's a golden retriever.
It's some kind of dog.
Let's say it's a dog. It's a
It's a
dog.
dog. It's a dog.
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator, if
It's a
he was a furry, he would be a possum for sure.
Oh,
Right?
I like
Do you
that.
see
That's
it?
I can
see that.
see it. Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like possum sonas have like such a chaotic, like just like energy. I think that Tyler embodies that.
Like I really like if anybody is like a rat or a possum or any or like that sort of thing, I think it's more likely than not that I'll get along with them. There's something about that energy, that like scrappy energy.
Yes,
Like
I
deliberately
know
choosing
exactly
a
what you
rodent sona is interesting because rodents in anthropomorphism are usually given a pretty bad rep. If you call someone a rat outside of furry stuff, that's not a good thing. That means you're like sneaky and dirty and like rah, rah, rah. But to choose that as your sona and then own it and then make it punky and interesting,
Yeah.
that is really I think that's a really cool thing to do. Rats are cool.
Other thing
I'd
that
love
you
to see
don't see that you don't see a lot, but when you see it, it's like amazing. It's like people with persona who are like insects.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
insect
Oh,
sonas.
Yes, those
yeah.
ones are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ants, grasshoppers.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Wow.
Oh my god. Wait, is that from where's that
That's from Flushed
Flushed
Away.
Away.
What's this
I
guy's
just want to
name?
say this is the most
don't remember his
attractive
name.
rat I've seen in my life.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't see it. I can't. Banjo, not him.
Guys, wait, hear me out.
The rat
Hear
from
me
Flushed
out.
Away.
Rat from Flushed Away.
Did you guys see any
I
other
don't see it.
questions you want to answer?
I think I've. Oh! I've got one that's interesting.
Okay.
Maybe this will be the last one since I think we're
Yeah,
over 2 hours
yeah.
now.
We can
Oh,
start wrapping
wow.
up. What's the question?
What are your guys' this is D Walker Art. What are your guys' opinions on having non-furry musicians play in furry conventions?
I'm guessing this is maybe pointing towards like the Living Tombstone playing at
Isn't the Living
Well,
I
Tombstone
think
a
that's
furry?
the biggest example.
I
of
well
thing.
no, see the thing is that Living Tombstone, they aren't furries, but a lot of furries like their music. Like
I
it's like,
was gonna
it's
say,
like,
I feel like the Living Tombstone very much taps into furry culture. Like, I feel like it's very adjacent, almost.
definitely.
Especially for like people
This
who
is the
grew up
kind
in
of
like the
question-
2010s.
This is the kind of question I think that would be a lot easier to answer if any of us were like really big in the furry DJ scene or something
yeah.
like that.
I think
don't think any of us are.
I think that furry musicians should have the opportunity to play at conventions, and I don't think that like they should be like snuffed out in favor of somebody who's like just bigger, just because they're bigger. But like I think that like if it makes sense, like I feel like the Living Tombstone kind of makes sense because like I can see it from like if you grew up in the 2010s and you're a furry, I feel like a lot of, at least in my experience, a lot of people I've talked to like have listened to Living Tombstone or know what the Living Tombstone is like. But like if they're just like having like random like C-list like musicians on there, I could see how that could be like a little frustrating for some like furry musicians who wanted to get like a set or wanted to play somewhere.
If it was someone who I think the big distinction is if it's someone who is not in any online culture at all or subculture, that would be weird. If it was like Taylor Swift,
I can agree with
what
that.
What is Taylor doing here?
But you
Yeah,
know,
that
it
would
would
be-
make for a great news story. It would make for a
It would.
fantastic news story, and it
would.
would make Taylor Swift fans a little more. I feel like they'd view furries a little more positively.
A lot of Swifties would become furries.
Pause.
I'm sure that maybe that's why they know it's too powerful. They can't get Taylor at MFF because too many furries would flood the scene.
Yeah.
A bunch of
Taylor's
Swifties
been
would
desperate to
be
go.
like, "Oh my God, guys, my first one is a white Labrador." Just like Taylor.
Just like Taylor.
Yeah.
Just like Taylor.
And on that bombshell.
Is that the wrap?
What do
Is
you
that a
think?
wrap?
Are we wrapping?
I mean, yeah, we can start if anyone else has any
Now, I just want
any
to say,
final.
episode
I'm
4
having a
only
great time
episode
here.
4 only happens once, so you guys will regret if you don't bring up something you want to bring up. So I would bring it up now.
Yeah.
You know, chat. You want to ask questions.
I'm back into the shadow realm.
If you
Yeah,
want to
Andre
pet
never just
Banjo,
back
disappears.
again.
if you want to pet Banjo, you know, you only get to do it one time for episode 4. Only one Banjo pet for episode 4.
Can I? All right, a lucky chat member gets to pet you.
Did Pineapple watch Top Gear? Yes, I did.
And then Andre just starts spamming in chat. Me. Let me pet
Discuss
Banjo.
Mpreg. Yeah, we should actually. That.
Okay, let's pull this up. All right.
Pull up the
So
image.
Andre, can you explain
oh my
this?
god, we're gonna end up on that. Oh
Yeah.
god.
Can you?
So-
Can we? Is this like a joke? Like, what? Explain your thought process behind this piece.
Okay, what's my thought process? My chat was asking for it for months and months and months. And at first it was like, you guys are crazy. And then it became, I would never. And then it became, I won't. And then it became, I don't know. And then maybe. And then one day I was like, hey, you know what? And then I just gave in. And then I just
Wow.
gave in. But
You're a hero, Andre.
you know, my old coworkers are watching my Instagram. So if I'm gonna make some, if I'm gonna draw Mpreg, I might as well make it good.
I just want to bring up. We posted a little portrait we
God.
took the
Oh
other day.
yeah, this thing.
And then somebody, right? Like this is a cute like
Yeah.
family portrait. And then somebody replied with this awful tweet.
Yeah.
We finally know who the father and the baby is, huh? Never
That's
expected that.
Sunfuck. He's my mod.
That.
It's so bad. Implying that
you know.
is that little baby
Listen,
Banjo in your
Sunfuck.
belly?
Listen, I will neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. Who's?
I can't say.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay.
Wow.
Listen. But that's kind of the energy on stream. It's like,
I love that.
it's like, haha, chat, funny joke, right? Unless.
Let's try Mpreg.
Hooray!
Let's do it.
Well, on that note, I think that we've talked a lot today. We've had a lot of interesting conversations, I hope. And I hope that, above all, you guys are able to take something away from this podcast that maybe you're learning something new or you just found it enjoyable. I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning into our first episode of 2025. I hope for the visual viewers that you've liked our new set. This is Banjo's Box, we call it. BB for short.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And please, if you haven't already, go check out both Andre and Pineapple on Twitch. Pineapple, what's your Twitch
Yay.
again?
Oh, Fruit Bowl streaming. I do a little bit of
Fruit Bowl streaming.
Can we have a shout out? Can we have a shout out?
Let's see if
Yeah,
the
shout
shoutouts
out
work.
Pineapple.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, yo,
So fruit
I want to drop a
bowl
follow too.
streams.
And also make sure if you guys aren't
Just streaming.
on
Streaming.
Streaming.
If you guys,
Ooh, this works.
if
I
you
don't think we
guys,
have the bot set up.
we don't. Just post a link.
But
Rest in
oh
peace.
yeah.
It's
Or
okay.
slash shout out also works.
So, okay. Let's see if that works. Yeah, and again, thank you everybody who has stayed. Oh, there we go. Who has stayed
Yeah.
this long. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
dude. Look forward to more podcasts, more episodes in the future. We got
Yeah.
some really fun guests coming up, and of course Banjo and Harvey are always going to be here.
We're always gonna be
Because,
here.
Yeah,
don't worry.
If you
We're
get me
awesome.
if you get me on again, I'll talk more about fucking barnacles. I can do that like all day.
Every time.
we should start a spin-off. We should do like a spin-off show, like the Bionicle podcast.
Bionicle
Well, it'll get
episode.
like 600 more viewers than we get.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be
It's like,
watching.
it's like
There's a hole in
17
the
million
market.
views in a week.
But yeah, if you guys aren't already on BARQ and you're looking to meet people who are also furries and in person, download it. It's on the App Store and the Google Play Store. We have 217,000 little fluff balls on there now. So
yeah.
check
Yeah,
it out.
baby.
Check it out for sure.
Let's
Hashtag
go.
not sponsored.
Yeah, and Andre, thank you again for taking time
Thank
out of your
you.
day to come
I
on this
love it.
podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
I just want to
Really,
say
really fun, Andre.
I really
Banjo,
appreciate
Harry,
you
and
being
Pineapple.
here.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Of
you being
course.
here, Andre. I appreciate you bringing some of your silly little audience members with you, and I hope you've had fun. I hope
Yay.
you've had fun today. I hope everyone's had fun.
I have.
have
And thank
too.
you, chat. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah, thank you for giving us questions, keeping it lively. We love you guys.
I had a lot of fun.
This is
And
dragged on
with that
far
being
enough.
Huh?
This is dragged on too long. We just have to say goodbye now.
Well, now what I want to say is that I feel like we should raid someone, and there is no one better than to raid Corgicam right now, who is doing a subathon that he's on his final hour right now.
That's crazy.
Day 131. So
what's our raid message?
Yeah, guys, just start barking in his chat. Just start saying bark with a Q.
Bark with a Q. Yeah, do bark with a Q, guys.
So if you want to show Corgi some love, give some subs, keep him going, or end his misery, it's up to you to decide. And yeah, anyone have any final words before we go to the credits?
I'm ready to go to the credits.
All right, guys, bark in Corgi's chat.
I gotta do
this. Oh yeah.
Bye everyone. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Bye. Goodbye.